it's not picking up on my YouTube end right now. Something's going wrong here.
Yeah.
All right, we're live on Twitch, but YouTube is not picking up for some reason. Oh, there we go. All right, now YouTube's back. Cool. All right, let's go back to our thing.
一体のプロポーズをしよう育児なしで後回しばっかりの僕だけどおしゃれげなサマービーチおいしげなフルコース外堀はもう埋めたぜあとは雪だけさいつまでも二人で生きてきたいのさ他の人なんかじゃ絶対ダメなんだよ千載一遇の運命の人へマジラブラブラブ愛しのプリンセス大好きなのさ光合成で生きてるみたいに君を浴びなきゃ枯れてしまうからずっとそばにいてくれないか可愛いプリンセス大好きなのさマントルよりも温かい笑顔で僕を照らしてくれる君は 36.5 度の太陽
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the RNG 2025 Game of the Year / yearly wrap up. And had to start that off with some style, with some, of course, Goro Majima and some karaoke from the Yakuza games. Felt like it was about time to show off some more editing skills here. But either way, I'm joined right now by two guests and maybe a third, hopefully joining us really soon. And we'll start with the first one on my side here, and that's Mr. Angry Canadian. How you doing, buddy?
Great intro. I wonder who suggested that.
Yes, this was totally his idea here, and he got me.
Oh man, I love that song and the production behind it is hilarious. Like they really upped their karaoke production for this last game that came out this year. So, but yeah, man, great to be here. Talk about 2025 gaming, and it's been a great year for gaming. So I've had a lot of fun playing a lot of new games, old games, and just curious to hear what you guys have been playing too.
Right on, right on. And of course, down below us, we got Mr. Tyler from the gameshlf.com. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I agree, Angry Canadian. It's been one of the best years for games, I think, across every genre. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, before we begin, and start to really get into like the subjects and everything else, I would like to say thank you guys for coming by. I really do appreciate it. This year's been a very fun year, from video game challenges to all sorts of fun game announcements. Of course, some stuff that I'll talk about tomorrow for next year, and everything that's been going on just in general with fun collector's editions, learning new IPs, revivals of old IPs, and just overall having a blast just improving not only my knowledge but everyone else's knowledge of the gaming sphere that is my favorite hobby. I'd like to start with you, Tyler. What is something this year that you really did enjoy? Like, what was there a particular announcement that caught you off guard, or something that like came out this year that you just really did love, that you did not expect to love?
Yeah, I mean, there was a few games. I think, and there was a lot of controversy around Game Pass, but I think Game Pass really delivered this year.
Mm.
It finally kind of hit that stride everyone's waiting for. The dominoes began to fall. But there was definitely some surprises with Game Pass. I mean, Expedition 33 was a pretty big surprise. I didn't have personally huge expectations for it. But yeah, there's plenty to love there. Even just Xbox in general, even the Rogue Allies, the Rogue Ally X. I mean, them jumping into the handheld market is really exciting. And I don't know if you saw the news today that supposedly there's an AI chip that they haven't even turned on yet, and they're going to turn on with a firmware update. I haven't looked too much into that, but so yeah, I think Xbox is making big moves and kind of separating themselves from the rest of the pack and kind of going down their own lane. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to kind of watch.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting year, especially if you're an Xbox fan. It's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows.
Yeah, for sure.
And depending on which corner of the internet you're talking to. And I will say this. I understand that the price increase with Game Pass has been a very sore spot for a lot of people. But I've been using my Ultimate so much more.
Yeah.
Like every morning I get up at like 6 a.m. and then I'm playing, a little bit of Age of Empires, and then I'll go straight to my console, play a little bit of my console stuff there. Do what I call like my little dailies, get my crap ton of Game Pass points, and I already got enough money to get a $60 gift card in like about a
Nice.
month, combined with like my digital purchases. So I already got my Final Fantasy VII remake money for when that comes to Xbox next month as well, already lined up. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, yes, right on, right on. So, is there anything else you would like to add before we move on to Mr. AC over here?
Yeah, I don't think I want to dive too much into it. I got a lot to. I don't want to spoil anything for the rest of the discussion, so let AC take over.
Gotcha. How about you, Mr. AC? How about you?
For me, it was as a big Nintendo fan, it was the year of a new console launch. So of course, the Switch 2 came out to all the glory and praise that everybody was was giving it. But no, just it was funny. Going through you, of course, and like getting the international version because I can speak and read Japanese and all that, but like I'm not like that advanced that I feel comfortable owning like a Japanese only console, like just the languages on there. So, and plus my wife wanted me to get the international one for like our future family, and they can play it in English and Japanese at the same time. So that's been pretty fun. Like we call it the Carl Express. Sending that package right away with it, and having fun with the Switch 2 titles that have come out. They've been hit and miss, but for the most part, it's been great to play a lot of older Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, and some of them get some performance boosts. Others just make sure that the game runs at like a stable 30 frames, for example, and just having fun, like just playing these new Switch 2 games. So being able to participate in a console launch, because I did it with the Switch 1 back in the day, and I was able to do it with the Switch 2 now. So I'm on a streak now. I got to keep it going.
Yeah, that was pretty fun going to the midnight launch for a console that wasn't even mine.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because like you told me how you set up the command center, because remember the whole like pre-order stuff that you had to
Yeah.
do for like Best Buy and everything and Walmart, and then yeah, like you were nice enough to go and pick it up and send it right away.
Yeah, I was like first thing in the morning. I went to the midnight launch. Ironically enough, we had like a weirdo that kind of crashed it, but it was like some 16, 17-year-old kid just doing some TikTok stuff. Being a youth, as they would say. He didn't bother me, but I'm like, come on, man, we're just having fun. You don't have to be that guy right now. But yeah, I've been enjoying my Switch 2 a lot. I know that depending on which circle of the internet you're on, it's either the worst thing since Satan himself walked the earth, or the greatest thing since sliced bread to some people. There's no in between. I've noticed that quite often with people. It's just no in between. I'm just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it doesn't help now that like the current situation with games and stuff. Like as far as like, it was fine at the beginning of the year, prices and everything, but
Mhm.
now it's just kind of gotten out of hand, and in the future as well. So, but I've enjoyed it, at least what I've spent on it so far, and I'm hoping that it just keeps getting better from here, especially with playing a lot of these older titles, because that's really one of the reasons why I wanted to Switch to, was for that performance boost and everything.
Yes, that's for sure something I noticed right away. One of the games I wanted to test with my Switch 2 was actually Astral Chain, because on my original base Switch model that I had, the Switch 1, that thing ran like garbage, absolute garbage, and it's a platinum game, so I expect it to, at least perform very well. And yeah, that game was awesome. Definitely was one of the more surprising games that I played this year. That was a game of the year contender, I think, back in the day when it came out, and I can see why. Especially when you have it running at a consistent 30 and not like 5 frames to 25 frames. Depending on if the sun and the moon are aligned properly on any given night.
Yeah, I
Ah,
played Violet with the Switch 2. That was like my first Switch 1 game I wanted to try out, and it was so much better.
oh my God, you actually got to experience the game running at like above 5 frames. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was crazy. So much less popping.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was a slog. I'm like, man, I really like these games if they worked.
Hmm.
But before we kind of go into like talking about all of our other good stuff, and we talked about all the other things that we have planned, before we give out the roses, I feel like it would be remiss to also not talk about some of the bad stuff that we happened this year as well. So Tyler, what was the one thing that really bummed you out this year in gaming?
I mean, AC kind of talked about or touched on it. It has to be the price hikes 5 years into the console generation. I
Yeah.
understand it. I understand the tariff situation, the RAM situation right now, but it doesn't make it any better. Generally this point in time we're cutting prices. It's a good time to pick up maybe a console for another room.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the console I bought in 2020 is $150 cheaper than if someone wants to buy it new 5 years down the road is pretty big bummer. So that's not great. And I would also say just there was this high when Expedition came out, and right now after Game Awards we're in this low. It hit such a popularity that now it's cool to not like it.
Yeah.
And so as a fan, it sucks when that kind of stuff happens. I mean, that's a small example, but yeah, I would have to say just the console prices is probably the biggest bummer, especially looking to the future. We have the Steam machine about to, supposed to come out early next year.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm just like, hold it. If it's going to be an outrageous price, hold it until RAM prices come down a little bit. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's just the new future. But yeah, that would be the biggest one, I think.
Yeah, well, it's terrible too, since like you said, when these consoles came out in 2020, it's just been like price hike after price hike around the world, and now it's finally hitting the United States, and it in Canada and Europe and everything too. Like we saw the price
Mhm.
hikes hit Japan, I think first, ironically enough, in some sectors, and then Brazil, and other parts of the world. And like you said, now we got to deal with the RAM prices. I think two major companies pulled out of commercial RAM usage and SSDs. So right then and there, it's like, damn, well, we're gonna have to worry about this in the future. And when you see like the Switch, the original Switch from 2013,
Yeah.
come out, no, not 2013, well, 2017. Sorry, I was
Right,
thinking about the
right,
Wii
right.
U. Um, but like when you see the original Switch get a price hike, you're like, well, okay, something's wrong here. All right, let's address something here. What are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
that's crazy. I know. I was telling everyone that was interested in the Switch too. Like, my father-in-law always gets the Nintendo consoles, and I said,
Yeah.
just buy it now. Don't wait. It's there's a chance it's going up. So
Yeah, you never know. And, hopefully the economy situation starts to improve a lot more next year. We'll see. Obviously, this year was going to be another transition year, and you always worry about that stuff. And
right.
look, all I can say is listen, I hope it just gets better. At least gas is down by me. I'm happy to see it not be $3 for once in the past 4 years. Thank the Lord. But yeah, for sure. And I do agree with you now. Of Expedition 33 as a big Persona 5 fan. I already lived through this thing where something becomes super popular and everyone talks about it as like one of the greatest things ever. And it's just a natural thing when you're the front runner. Everyone is going to be there's going to be the contrarians. Oh, we lost AC. I think he'll be
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, man, you should be back. There he is. Oh, I heard beep. Oh, there he is. There you go. He's like, you're talking Expedition 33. I'm out.
I don't know what happened. It just said I lost connection, and my internet's fine right now.
That's weird. But yeah, no, I feel you. But yeah, we're in that like nice little like holiday lull. Everyone's kind of waiting for the holidays, and people have a lot of free time, so I get it. But
Mm-hmm.
look, as we said many times on this channel, make your own opinion. Don't be an NPC. Mr. Angry Canadian, how about you? You got what was your low light of the year?
Well, to piggyback a little bit after what Tyler said, so this was the most expensive year in gaming for me because I went out and bought 3 consoles and 1 graphics card,
Oh
like
wow,
to upgrade my PC.
that's right. I forgot you did. That was this year.
Yeah, well, it was like the end of last year, but it was towards this year because of a specific game, which we'll talk about later. But
Mm,
yeah, so I bought obviously the Switch 2, but I wanted to get the PS5 because they were they were hiking the price out here for that again. And then I when you stumbled upon that Series X, that Halo one,
yeah.
because of the price it was a good deal. I just decided to buy it right away. And then of course, they announced the price hike later on for the Xbox consoles. So, um, yeah, not to. I know you already explained all that, Tyler, but for me specifically, what really bummed me out was the whole Switch 2 key cart situation. So how I guess Nintendo decided that they were not going to manufacture all these different carts, like the different sizes, like they did with the Switch One, and they wanted to focus on one size and then the key cart size. And it was all the drama surrounding that online where they're saying like they're taking away like your physical ownership of the game and all that stuff, and I totally get that. But as time went on and developers start talking about it, it's the reason came out that I guess like these key cards are just not they're not powerful enough to run these games off of them, and like not it's not a storage issue, it's I guess it's a read and write issue. And people have debated that that's BS and that there is the technology out there for it because you guys have like a Steam Deck and a ROG Ally, right? So a lot of that you can run off of an SD card. Like the games are loaded on the SD card.
Yeah.
So it is a bit weird that the Switch 2 doesn't have that technology. So I would say that is kind of like the bummer for me because I was really looking forward to collecting a lot of games for the Switch 2, but a lot of them have been game key cards. And I'm like, I don't, from third parties, I should say, and I don't want to do that. So the only game key card that I bought and it hasn't come in yet is the FS7 remake that's coming out in January. Only because it comes with like a like
Magic
a
the
trade.
Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering trading like a little booster pack or whatever, and it has a reversible cover on it, which is kind of cool. But that was it. I don't. like have a desire to buy any other key cards because it's not like physically on the actual card, and I just don't really want to support that. But if they turn around and they're like, oh, okay, we have better technology in the next couple of years, then maybe. But it's really bummed me out for like future purchases. So to close that out, I specifically bought like what game was it recently? Like there was a game was for the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 was a game key card. I would buy the Switch 1 version. So even
Tactics.
if yeah, Tactics was one of them, but it was also I want to say it was Octopath Traveler. I think that one for
Oh,
some odd
okay.
reason is on game key card. But Sonic Cross Shadows Generations. That one came out on a key card. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna play it on the Switch, but I'll still buy it for the Switch for the physical like collector's edition or whatever. So, anyways, the key card. That's the long story short. The key card situation really bummed me out.
Yeah, I will say that the only thing I do like is that I can at least trade in this digital game to somebody else and do that
Yeah,
at
it
least.
does have the resale value, which it is a bit weird, but like it's better than having a digital game that you can't refund.
Yeah, exactly. I bought a couple keycard games. One of them was Path of the Goddess because that was the only physical quote unquote game I could pick up for that version. I actually did like that game when it came to Game Pass last year, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I wanted to support that, especially because I'm a big Capcom simp. So it's gotta make sure I go to my master, Toby, a good slave, you know. So that Yakuza 0, and the only game that I really was upset was a key card for the Switch 2 was Bravery Default, the remake as well, which did make me a little sad. But I've been doing like AC here has been saying, I've been also kind of just buying the Switch 1 version of some of these games because they are JRPGs. So I don't need them to run at 60 FPS because they are just turn-based RPGs, most of them. So performance for them does not matter as much for me with those ones.
Well, not only that, a lot of these games have the Switch 2 upgrades you can buy. Like, they're
Oh.
anywhere from $1 to $10. And so, for example, this game called Romancing Saga 2 came out on the Switch and the Switch 2, but I just went out and bought the Switch 1 edition and then paid for that upgrade, so I can play on either console. So that option's there for the Switch 2. And I wish more games would do that because I would definitely go out and buy the upgrade. But I don't think we're going to see like a whole lot of that in the future.
Yeah. So we'll see. I guess Nintendo has been putting out more cartridge types, I guess. I noticed that. I think there was just the news about a Switch game. I forget the one. I forget what it's called, but I know originally they said it was on a key cart, and then they said no, we're just going to put it on an actual cart itself.
And
Ooh, you're
yeah,
roboting. Yeah, your whole screen went fuzzy over here. You got the dial-up internet going. Oh, you sound terrible. You might want to leave and come back in real quick, buddy. It might be the best thing for you there. But while we got that, we got Mr. Ando stopping by saying, yo, Popular Thing is bad, am I right? I mean, personally, I liked it before, but now it's popular. I don't like it.
That's it.
Yeah. That's like being a football fan and your team suddenly starts winning Super Bowls, and then it's all of a sudden like, oh, now they're winning too much.
Yeah.
But I'm a Bears fan, so I don't know what the hell that's like.
Until now.
Even then, it's like, well, first let's make the damn dance, you know?
Yeah.
Right, there he is. He's back. Come on. I hate when this happens. There you go. Mink. All right. Ooh. You're
Oh.
still fuzzy.
still robotic.
No, now you look better.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know. Restream sucks and StreamYard sucks for me out here. I'm not sure what the deal is.
I don't know either. It's those sharks that are attacking the internet cables. What can I say? All right, so since everyone is ready and raring to go, I don't think Zero is going to join us, but if he does, he does. We'll start off with the first one, which was Best Soundtrack. Basically, that means sound design, OST, the works. Which video game did you think captured the best sound of the year? And we'll start with you, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm Gonna have to say Expedition 33. For the actual soundtrack itself, I think it's a little over 150 tracks. I mean, a lot of them are battle themes and things like that, but there's not one that sounds bad. And they're very unique, depending on the level. Also, well, so that's my winner overall. But I have to give a shout out to Death Stranding 2 for a similar reason. The soundtrack's amazing, but also, like you said, just the sound design within the game is also really good. The vehicles all have unique, cool sounds to them. The guns feel punchy and sound the same way. And even the voice acting in both those games, but especially Expedition, is just top notch when it comes to the quality of it. It's a little melodramatic, but in all the best ways. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a theme, but for sure, Expedition 33 for me.
So how come Expedition 33 was like the real winner for you there? Like what about the soundtrack and everything that like really made you like love it the most out of everything you played this year?
Yeah, for me, I'm not someone who listens like soundtracks on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. But for me, I did. Me and I've said it, I believe, on your podcast before, but me and my 12-year-old son still listen to it. The other day I walked in, he was playing what was he playing? He was playing Arc Raiders.
Mm.
And on the side, he had his iPad sitting there just playing the Expedition soundtrack. And he's 12. You know, like that's not normal. That's not normal for him either. But it's just so good that even out of the context of the game, you want to listen to it. And I also think that the story behind it, you know, how they found the guy, I'm blanking on his name right now. It wasn't SoundCloud, but they found him on a site like SoundCloud. And it's just like this scrappy story of this. It's his first attempt at this like big budget thing, and he nailed it. I mean, and it's just, yeah. So, I mean, the fact that I love it in game, I love it out of game. I think the whole story around how it came to be is really unique and cool. Even in the fighting, the sound cues, some of them are a little bit misleading. But for the most part, it enhances the gameplay experience as well. So yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything bad really to say about the Expedition soundtrack, which is, yeah, I mean, just rare. It's just rare that someone knocks out of the park this way. And I guess just in general for Expedition, another thing that was huge for me is I wasn't expecting it.
Mm.
I was excited to play it. I saw the trailers, but I love turn-based, disclaimer. But when I jumped in, it was just, everything was not what I expected. I didn't expect the story to hit so hard, the gameplay to be so good, and in this case, the soundtrack just to blow me away. And so, yeah, it's all those things. It's just so good.
Yeah, I will say I did enjoy the background battle themes a lot in Expedition 33. I do think the combat sounds were really good. I feel like there's like two parts when we talk about like soundtrack. It's like the OST and then all the sound design in there, like the crunch of the feet on the snow, the cling of the swords, the shells of the guns firing. And I think Expedition 33 did a really good job overall capturing every one of those things in great detail.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my personal one for sound design and soundtrack. I think there was one that did a lot better for me personally. And but I did enjoy it. AC, do you have anything you'd like to add about that for at least Expedition 33 sound design?
I will say it was very unique for a video game soundtrack. Very different, like, to what I've heard over the years. So I couldn't really get into it, but it did, like, it's one of those things where it matches with the game. Like, it just, you know, everything that they designed around it and the guy that they found, I guess whatever he sampled to them, they were like, this is the guy we need for our game. And it works well within that game. I can't like sit outside of it and listen to it. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it was interesting. I'll say that.
Okay. Fair enough. Tyler, you have any last closing thoughts about soundtrack before we move on?
No. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say.
All right, cool. AC, you are up, sir.
So this is really difficult because out of all the games I will talk about, they're all interchangeable for me, like for soundtrack or game of the year or whatever. So I try to keep it like one per category. I don't want to have another Keeley sweep awards, you know. I'm messing, but anyways, so for this one, for best soundtrack, and I had to kind of go with what you open the show with, which is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And it was one of those games that it came out earlier this year, and just playing through it and really enjoying the combat music, but as well as just like the everyday, like going through the environments, like the island hopping, the music through that, the ship music that you get to listen to, um, as well as like the story music. Like I just had a blast, like listening to this music throughout the year, and of course the karaoke, but I'm not going to try to rely too heavy on the karaoke because that kind of steals the show a little bit. Just the music that they created for this game in particular had an awesome mix of like tribal, like throat chanting type of music with like mixed in with like EDM and house and trap and all this other nonsense while you're like doing these like crazy combat situations. So yeah, for me, Pirates in Hawaii or Yakuza Pirate, whatever you want to say it, I really think it was like an amazing soundtrack. Um, just because of how, I don't know, I guess how different it was compared to what I've heard all the rest of the year. Because the rest of the stuff I heard this year was more like remake type of music. Like it was a game that was remade in a modern engine, and so it's all like newer production instead of something like brand new. So yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of roboting there too for a second, but I'll add more in here while you mess with that. So yeah, even Ando also coming in here for music. I suppose I give it to Pirates Yakuza. Very different feel to this soundtrack compared to the other Yakuza games. Plus, apparently the track Trapdoor was my most listened to track this year. So I will say that Yakuza Pirates was one of those like fun games I was like super excited to play. It was actually a game I played mostly on my Steam Deck too, ironically enough, out of all of them. And I love the battle music, especially when you were doing like onshore battle part raids and stuff. The jungle vibes it was given. I feel like they had like a inspiration of didgeridoos was inspiration
Yeah.
in there, and stuff like that. But they improved, like you said, the whole karaoke openings and stuff. They gave it everything like a fresh coat of paint. I did enjoy like the pirates, the whoa, and ironically enough, this weird music video at the end of it too, which that
I
part
love
caught me
that
off
music
guard.
video. What are you talking about? It was like the ending of like a Disney musical, like High School Musical style, just them all dancing on the pirate ship and across the world.
Oh, that was so weird. I was like, okay, first off, I'm a big Yakuza fan, so nothing really shocks me. But this game shocked me a couple times. I'm like, what are we doing here? that ending was by far one of the weird. The only thing that was weirder for an ending theme was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Ed Sheeran starts playing, and I'm like, why is Ed Sheeran playing? Like that. I think that was more shocking than Yakuza Pirates #2 up there. But I really did enjoy the theming a lot of Yakuza Pirates, but the sound design it's always top notch in all these Yakuza games, and I will say this: the cannonballs, the what I like to call their little summoning things when you play the cursed instruments and you play the electric guitars or you play the saxophone or the violin and you summon all these crazy like sharks, parrots, and all this just wild shit. Um, they did a really good job with the sound design in that game for sure.
I really like the Coliseum, like the music in the Coliseum, and
Oh
when you're like
yeah.
you're battling it. Oh yeah, when you're battling it out and everything. It was just Yeah, it was just like a great year, a great way to start the year in gaming, I guess you could say. So
Yeah, Mad Lantis had some pretty solid tracks and tunes. And they kept that good Yakuza sound of swords and fist fighting and stuff like that too. Really good sound design work there from RGG Studios. I will say that for sure. Tyler, you have anything to say about Yakuza Pirates?
I have never played a Yakuza game.
Blasphemy.
I know it.
Well, hopefully this year we get you into it. That's for sure. Gotta get you to at least play one. You gotta start you off with one, and then you'll be hooked, and then you're gonna be strutting around in the nice white suit, and you're gonna be calling yourself.
Busting out disco moves.
Yeah, you're gonna call yourself Tyler of Dojima. That's what you're gonna start doing. AC, any closing thoughts before we move on to me?
No, I'm gonna drop out though and switch browsers real quickly.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you when you get back in here in a minute. All right. That was one I did not expect from AC. Actually, to be honest with you, that one caught me
really?
off guard. Yeah, I thought that would be on there, but I figured might come a little bit later. As for me, I've been talking about this game for quite some time in terms of sound design, and I've been banging the drum about this game. Got massively snubbed at every award show because I think it has a very amazing OST, and on top of that too, I think the sound design in this game was top notch. And this game is going to be coming to PlayStation 5 and Switch 2 next year, but it came out on Xbox and PC this year, and that is South of Midnight from Compulsion Games up there in good old Montreal, Canada. Ironically enough, they made a game about American South. But the sound designer, I forget his name. He's got like a very French name. I think it's like Orvel or Owell or something. He has worked on a lot of other big IP. One of them I know him from was the Plague's Tale games.
Okay, yeah.
So he did the OST for that. And I listened to this soundtrack while I'm driving because it is really good. Like, that's the best way I can sum it up. It's if you were saying, like, you went into a bar, like, in the South, and all of a sudden you, like, walked in and somebody was playing, like, say, one of the songs there is, like, Hugging Molly or Benji Tree or Rougarou. Like, a lot of these songs are really well done, and they feel like just any Southern bar you would walk in, or if you actually listen to, like, a country music, or we're watching one of those creepy, eerie movies that takes place in the South. They're really well done. You can tell that a lot of the budget for this game was invested into just making sure the audio and the sound design was very, very accurate and close to what the South would sound like. And one of the things I did enjoy the most was how in one of their dev diaries they had, because Microsoft gave them a big chunk in one of their showcases. Well, they actually gave it like their own direct. And they talked about how they went down to the South, and you see the guy with a giant parabolic dish just like taking sounds of a swamp, and how quickly that translated perfectly over to the in-game. If you ever been to the American South in the summer, or just anywhere, you know what it sounds like. The crickets, the sounds of like the swamps. It's just there. Like you know. If you've been to the American South, and it felt perfect. And I could almost feel the heat. I could just feel it a little bit. Like, oh man, I'd be sweating my balls off if I was there right now, because they did a great job capturing just the overall sounds of the South. Not Song of the South. That's a different movie. But and another thing too is the lead writer in that too. He's from the South, so he actually knows, what's it like growing up there and everything. And they took painstaking details to make sure they got everything to sound as close and authentic as they could to what the a genuine American Southern experience would be. If anyone hasn't, I'd highly recommend just go listen to that soundtrack for South of Midnight on your own, and you wouldn't even know it was a video game OST. I stand by that opinion. There's only one crappy song in there, because it doesn't feel like it's in place. It's kind of like it was another one of those like ending songs that comes out of nowhere, and I'm just like everything's like more like southern bluegrass jazz and everything else, that very New Orleans Creole feel, and then all of a sudden it's just like, well, we're gonna go through the town and everything, and I'm like, what the hell? It kind of changes up like out of nowhere. But yeah, I feel like South of Midnight should get its dues in this category. The game itself, hit or miss, but I feel like soundtrack was by far one of the best things I've heard this year. Tyler, do you have anything you'd like to add to South of Midnight?
Yeah, I mean, I did not beat that game. I played, I think, about 4 or 5 hours, and it was the gameplay. I couldn't get past the gameplay. But as far as the sound design goes, yeah, I mean, I agree. It was very good, and I do recall even just that intro scene of the flood and all that. Like, and like you said, the music, yeah, it just feels very authentic to what it's trying to do. Um, just where it's at, like you said, just the American South, and um, yeah, I just the little bit I did play, I definitely agree with what you're saying. I can hear it for sure.
AC, welcome back. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
I need to play this game and I need to hear the soundtrack since you are talking so much about it. Because I mean you've been trying to sell this game to a lot of people all year, so I'm gonna have to get some Game Pass and try this out then someday.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, just listen to the soundtrack. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. Uh, just look it up. The guy who does the soundtrack for it, he's a really really good sound designer. He worked on another game recently. He posted about it. I've been following him on Twitter. He also said he's working on an unannounced project too. So I'm curious to see what else he's working on. To me, he's like the French version of Mick Gordon. That's what I like to say. It's like I really do like his work, but for different reasons. Like Mick is obviously my metal god, and he's a little bit different from that. But that's
Yeah, I
South.
didn't know it was the same guy from A Plague's Tale. That's cool.
I know. It caught me off guard too. I was like, oh no. Well, it's always one of those things, right? It's like, small world, right?
Yeah.
But that will do it for our soundtrack awards there. For everyone out there, Expedition 33, Yakuza Pirates, and South of Midnight. Go listen to those OSTs. I think most of them are available on everything for you to view and listen to if you have those subscriptions. So go give them a listen, and if not, go pick them up. A lot of these games are on sale right now too, because it's the end of the year sale, and I know for a fact Yakuza Pirates and South of Midnight and Expedition 33 all are on sale, as they should be at this point in time. Alrighty then. Next category, we got Best Indie Game. And when we say Best Indie Game, it's independent publisher, smaller studios, so on and so forth like that. And I'll go with you again, Mr. Tyler. What was your best indie game that you played this year?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Megabonk.
Megabonk.
Megabonk. Yeah, it's everyone who's tried it. I mean, it's a Vampire Survivor clone, essentially, 3D version of that. But just like Vampire Survivors, they just nailed that formula so well. I mean, it's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit is all it is. But the loop is great. The characters that you actually play as and unlock, it's not just oh, this character gets this new starting weapon. They have like different stats. So like one guy can, if you want to be fast, he's incredibly fast and can jump high. Things like that. As they level up, they get different stat boost. One guy every time he levels up gets HP. There's one guy that every time he levels up, he gets a random stat boost. And so it's just got fun stuff like that in it. The devs are supporting it very well. Like they just had an update this past week where they added there's only 2 levels in the game before this update, but the replayability makes it so I think I had like 60 hours in those 2 levels. But they just added a 3rd level with a bunch of secret bosses that people are jumping in. The achievements help you figure all that out. It's just fun. It's just easy to play. It's a great pickup and put down type of game. It's great for if you have a handheld, a Steam Deck, anything like that. But yeah, and there's been a lot of indies this year that I would love to be like, that's the one, that's the one. But for me personally, it has to be Mega Bonk, even above Silk Song and Hades. Sorry. For those.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, Mega Bonk, you know, I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. I actually recently bought it for someone for Christmas, so I'm hoping to
Nice.
hear back from him when he's got some time to hear what his thoughts are about that game as well. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it even took itself out of the Game Awards too for best debut indie too. So you gotta give that dev a little bit of credit there. They chose to remove themselves out of that running because they said it didn't feel right to them to be nominated at all. I haven't played it, so I have no real opinions on it. I can't really speak to something I have not experienced. But AC, how about you? Do you have anything about Megabonk?
I've heard about it and I've seen some gameplay, but no, I have not really played this game. I'm not. I don't know this. What is this formula called? Like that style of the game?
I don't know what you would call it. Vampire. I feel like people just always compare that formula to Vampire Survivors, even though they didn't invent the genre necessarily. But
Bullet
Right.
Hell or something like that?
yeah, it's kind of like a bullet hell. You just use one stick, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to get into that just by playing a bunch of different like clones of it, I guess you can say, for lack of better terms. But
Mhm.
no, unfortunately, no, I have not played this one in particular.
Okay. Terrific.
All right, you play Mega Bonk. I'll play Yakuza.
There you go.
I
There you
feel
go.
like Yakuza's a big commitment, though.
Yeah, but it's worth it. You'll be
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoying your commitment. In fact, I'm getting ready to start playing Yakuza 0 now too because I got the director's cut now.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, let's go check this out. And then if I'm really feeling like a sadist, I'll play the original and compare the two. AC, we're gonna hold on a second. Tyler, you have any closing thoughts about Megabunk before we go to AC?
You two should you should play it.
Yes,
Maybe
I know.
if we're not friends on Steam, I might gift that to you guys. It's a great game.
Yeah, I know it's on sale right now for like $7.99, and
Yeah, it's easy entry too.
yeah, it's like, but it's just like, oh man, I'm looking at all these games that I have downloaded that I'm like, oh man, when am I gonna
And
find
justify
time?
any small purchases is hard at this point.
Oh my goodness, yeah, especially it's just I'm trying to stream more games, like kind of like weekly, just do a little bit of here and there as we go along. But it's just like, oh man, I'm looking at this list. I'm like, when am I going to even have time to play half of these games? Even at the rate I'm going, just like one day a week, just to get through some of these shorter games. Like even still, that's a commitment.
Yeah.
But AC, it is your turn, sir.
Well, unfortunately, this year, because I was really like a bit too fixated on major releases, I didn't get a chance to really play a lot of indie titles from this year. And a lot of the indie titles from this year, the ones that I saw that were getting a lot of attention, were a lot of multiplayer type ones. So like your Peak, Repo, and some of these other ones.
Schedule one and stuff like that.
Yeah, Schedule One. Yep. So I really wanted to play like Peak because I thought it just looked hilarious and just all the funny stuff that came from that, and Repo as well. But I have no one else. Because of the time zone stuff, I just have nobody to play with. So unfortunately, I don't have like a game for this category um, to really like say this is the best one. I did play a demo, and then it did come out this year for like I guess like a Vampire Survivor clone, but it uses like anime mechas, so like Gundam type looking robots as like the character you play as, and that one is called, if I'm remembering the name of it here, should be called something Steel Arm or Armis, I think it is, and I just thought like I understand now why people like those type of games. It's very therapeutic. Like you said, it's a single control stick, and you're just running around, and you're killing enemies. You're upgrading over time, and so I can see how like that's a very therapeutic game to play, and I like to try to get more into it. So I'm gonna find that link and drop it in the chat for you guys. But yeah, I don't really have a best indie for this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, so boo him, boo AC for being a bad gamer,
Yes, I'll take all the booze.
for being nothing but a mainstream slut, and contributing to the death of the industry. There you go. Let's just say that to him. You're part of the problem. No, I'm kidding. No, I understand. It's always hard to find that indie game that like one of that comes out of nowhere. Even I was looking at all my indie games that I checked out, and I was just like, what do I personally want to like nominate here? And I did have one that kind of caught me off guard, and I did stream it, and I think this game was pretty cool. Oh wait, well, why are there two of you?
Sorry about that.
I was so confused for a second. Like, wait, what's going on here? There's two of them now. But as I was saying, another game that's kind of in the vein of South of Midnight, in terms of the claymation style of game that it was. It's called, ironically enough, The Midnight Walk. So we're keeping the midnight theme going strong here. This was a small studio made up by the people who made Lost in Random and some other games like that too. And this was their debut game. And you get to play as a little flame boy, a little clay boy. And it is kind of a little bit of a horror game. The whole game kind of reminds me of a Tool album that became way too long, and they made a game out of it. And you can tell that this game was made with VR in mind too. One of the things that I do notice while I was playing this game, and this could have been in like best, soundtrack and sound design as well. Your character would close your eyes in the game, and then you could hear the 3D audio on your headphones, so you could get that whole vibe of like what's going on around here, And some of the puzzles were based off of working around your sound, working on your sight, and everything like that too. And it's just so weird. It's like one of those weird, like I said, it reminds me of a Tool album. It reminds me a little bit of Tim Burton-esque, the claymation, all that stuff in this game is just weird and bizarre and really well detailed. They did a lot of like sculptures and did everything in mocap and put it all into the game. And it has a really good overall, like, satisfying gameplay loop, I would say. Very simple puzzles, a lot of matches, trying to restore the heat of the world because the sun goes out in this world, so it's your job to try to reignite the sun and everything else in there. There's a funny clip of me struggling to turn on this gas puzzle because I forgot I had a match gun. So I'm constantly throwing this one match up there. I'm like, why is it not working? And then I accidentally hit like on the D-pad to the right, and my little match gun came out. And I was like, no, this can't be real, right? I can't be this stupid, right? And sure shit, I was that stupid indeed. But yeah, this was also another game that only got a release on 2 platforms, PlayStation 5 and PC. Obviously, because of the VR support, and it actually got announced that it got a physical edition as well. So I will be looking forward to adding that, hopefully, eventually to my collection, because I actually did enjoy this game. It was a good first effort, not an amazing game, but definitely one of those. Oh well, this was a really good first attempt at a game. They did a lot of things right, and I wonder what this studio can do now going forward, especially because Midnight Walk was not a terrible game at all. Tyler, have you heard about this game? Have you played a little bit of it?
I have not played it. I've heard of it. I don't. Where was it shown? Was it at an Xbox event when it was?
No, it was only on PlayStation.
Because it wasn't on Xbox.
Yeah,
I saw it on some event. It looks super cool, though. I mean, like you said, like that claymation, because the way those characters would move. I didn't know that they actually did all that, like handed that and then mocapped it. That's interesting.
Yeah, they did that, and then they took it all onto the PC as well.
Yeah, and I do want to try it. I don't want to play it on PlayStation because like you said, when I see it, I think VR. I'd want to play it in VR, but I just have an Oculus, so I can't play it, and unless it lets you plug it into the PC and play that way. I know there's a way to do that, but yeah, I would like to try it, but I've not played it.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly screen share a little bit here while we're talking about it to kind of show it off to people because I did play this on my channel, so we can throw that up here real quick and then let that run. AC, how about you? Do you have any thoughts about this game?
Yeah, I watched you stream it, and it looked really interesting in terms of the art style, like the claymation stuff. I am very curious about how it plays as a VR game because I love playing VR games. So if I ever get my VR set up and find this for a good deal, I definitely want to try it because it just I don't know. It's like being inside like a movie, but because of like this art style and everything, it's really really interesting.
Yeah. And we got somebody that was watching me fail that live, and that's Mr. Nerd Take saying, "What up, everyone? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good day, my friend, out there." Yeah, but overall, as you can see on screen, if you're watching live, but if you're not, I'm sorry. It just, I like the art style. I like how it looks. It just reminds me a little bit of like the Stinky Cheese Man meets a Tim Burton and Tool kind of movie kind of going on here as well.
Yeah, it's very Tim Burton-y.
Yeah.
Cool, though.
But the only thing that I had an issue with, and I'll get this off screen right now, was the performance was not that good at launch. I think it's gotten better since then. But as of when I played it, definitely could have used a couple improvements here and there. So, we got Ando joining us saying, "Oh yeah, you were trying to play b-ball when you like had a match gun on you without knowing." So Ando was there too, so he saw me make a jackass of myself too many times. So nothing new. I have a pretty good. You might as well just call me Donkey at this point. But yeah, that should cover our indie games. Mega Bonk for Mr. Tyler. AC, he gets a big giant boo, this man. And the Midnight Walk from me. So, going on here to our next category. And the category for this one is Best New IP. So basically, you cannot pick a sequel, a remake, or anything of that sort. It has to be a 100% brand new IP that came out this year. And we're going to start with Angry Canadian for this one. We're going to switch it up here.
Well, I hope you got your booze ready because this is another one that, unfortunately for this year, I didn't really play a game that was a new IP because it was mostly sequels or remakes or backlog games, so not from 2025. Because I was looking through my list, I'm like, there's got to be something I played. And no, everything was either a sequel or it was a game that was already in like an established universe, so it wouldn't count as a new IP. So no, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to have tomatoes thrown at me for this one.
Keep booing him. He's a fake gamer. That's what we're learning here. He's a front runner. He loves it. If it's mainstream and sugar pop, he's a Taylor Swift. He's a Swiftie. All right, that's.
Don't call me that. We're gonna be fighting here if you call me that.
I don't know, man. Sounds like it.
Huh?
Sounds like it, man. Now, all kidding aside, I'm actually shocked that you did not play a new IP this year. To be honest with you.
No, because of this like retarded gaming challenge that we started at the beginning of the year, I spent most of the year playing backlog games, like for games that across different consoles. So the new games that I played from this year are very limited. I would say maybe less than 10, and once again, they were mostly sequels or remakes or remasters or whatever.
Okay, fair enough. I apologize. That's on me, dog.
Yes, take your lashes.
Well, yeah, but we can also blame Neo because that's fun. We'll just blame Neo.
We'll blame him. Yes, he'll show up too since we're blaming him.
Yes, and since I know he'll be listening later, Perfect Dark sucks. GoldenEye's better. So there you go. That's the duck whistle that you blow to attract the ducks for Neo.
Yes,
you say GoldenEye is better, and eventually he'll pop up and start yodeling like a turkey.
Truth hurts, you know.
Yep.
Oh man, Tyler, you're going to help us troll Neo next week too. I already got it. I gotta tell Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, we got a plan. He's not gonna like this. Neo, if I know you're listening, I know you're out there, you son of a bitch. But when you hear this, I expect a comment of you just raging. But Tyler, how about you? Let's go to you then, real
I mean,
quick.
can you guys guess? It's gonna be Expedition for this one too.
There
You know,
go.
and I'm not gonna apologize for it, Angry Canadian. We are gonna Jeff Keighley all over this thing. He's but I've already gushed about it quite a bit, so I'll just some other quick notes, I guess. As far as new IP goes, the characters in the game, all amazing. I don't there's just a lot of depth to them. I don't want to go into spoilers on any of it. I know I don't think
Go into a little detail, man. You talk about it. It's,
all right.
The game has won Game of the Year everywhere. It's been
You're
spoiled
right.
Everywhere, right? I don't think anyone can hide it. People
I was
hate
just
this
gonna say,
game.
even though half the characters aren't real, you know,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of that. But the turn-based style, it has just a unique flavor to it. I mean, it's turn-based, and other games have done like the button mechanic, you know, timing thing. My go-to when I think about this, honestly, is Paper Mario. It was like one of the first games I played where it's like you got to hit that button right at the right time to block or to attack. I just think that they took that to the next level, where it wasn't just one or two. Sometimes there was like 8 combos, and you had to listen, you had to nail it every single time. And it beat you up a lot for it. But once you figured out the pattern or you figured out the cues, nothing felt better in that fight when you got through that eight parry combo and then destroyed the guy and punished him back for it, you know, after he killed you 20 times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my spot on my notes here.
You're fine.
The world is just interesting. I mean, the fact that you don't even know until like halfway through the game that you're in this painting, and it's all this made up, you know, 8-year-olds painting come to life, and they've been stuck in it for years. It's just such a cool idea. And there's this whole world outside of the painting that, you know, the painters versus the writers. And we don't even know anything about that world yet. But the IP kind of set it up, or the developers set it up to, you know, maybe next go around, we either stay in this painting world and we can build on this, or we can go to the outside world and we can build on that, or maybe there's a whole nother world with these writers. I mean, they've just set it up in this very unique and interesting way. And after I beat the game, there's a handful of games that I can think of where BioShock Infinite was one where I wanted to, after I beat the game, I just kept looking up info. I wanted books. I wanted comic books. I didn't care. I just wanted to live in the world. And this is one of them. I mean, like I said, the playlist or the soundtrack I keep listening to over and over. I watched so many YouTube commentaries on this game after the fact just to try to get a little piece that I might have missed. And so for that reason, it's the most interesting new IP, and I think the best one of the year. And just one quick shout out to Arc Raiders. It's you know, blowing up right now, but as far as new IP goes, that game is just a sandbox. It's just so fun. So if you guys haven't played that, add that to your list as well.
Yeah, so basically, Expedition 33 stole their ending from Saint Elsewhere. So if anyone who doesn't know what that is, that it was an old show on NBC back in the day, and the ending of the show, it was a hospital drama, and the ending of the show was basically an autistic child was looking at a snow globe, and that was his thoughts about he made a whole storyline.
I'm gonna watch this show now. Apparently, I'll be a big fan.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So once again, Expedition 33 is not an original game. There you go, haters. You win again.
Haters are winning.
I'll give you that, haters. You get to pull out a random obscure show from the 70s called Saint Elsewhere. Hey, speaking of Saint Elsewhere, we got Mr. Frankador's Games going. What up, Frankie? Fake News Frank, as we like to call him around here. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, you know, Expedition 33, it's still a really good game. like the storyline and everything. A lot of it reminded me of Attack on Titan a little bit too. Meets like the gameplay of Mario and Luigi, more than. Like when you said Paper Mario, I was like, that's pretty close too. But I was thinking more Mario and Luigi RPGs. Like that was
Yeah.
what I got out of it too. AC, what did you think about it? Do you think we're both retarded because you're the big Nintendo simp here?
I'm gonna be very gracious. I'm not gonna rain on people's parades. Um, I'm only at Act 2 right now because I played it when it first came out, and then I got distracted by a lot of other games. So, I still need to sit down and finish it. But it's definitely an interesting game for this time period because like you guys said about like it's similar to Mario and Luigi as far as the combat goes. I never thought I would, I guess, see that style of a game return like in this modern era. 'Cause even though like the year prior they released Mario and Luigi Brothership for the Switch, but besides that, I'm definitely interested in the world. I liked the underwater looking world, like the ocean type
Oh,
of
that
area.
level's great.
That-
Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm a sucker for that type of stuff, and so I thought that was really cool running through that. And so I'm very excited to, I guess, continue through the game and formulate my own opinions on it instead of following to the online stuff. So, but no, I understand why it'd be like a best new IP because it does sound like it has a lot of more to the story outside of what it is that could be added to it. So hopefully, I guess we'll see what they'll do next with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
for
crazy
sure.
too that this game came out at $50. Which, I mean, it's awesome, but it's just nuts. So much quality, and the game wasn't short by any means.
No, it definitely wasn't. Tyler, I have a question for you. Have you played this game on a Steam Deck or the ROG Ally?
No.
You gotta let me know because I know they did put some more performance boost on it too. And when I first tried to play it, it was not optimized for it. It ran,
Mhm.
but it running is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Oh yeah.
I have to go back and play it, but it's just like, what?
Well,
I gotta
they
restart
added
it.
that. Well,
Sorry,
they had
go.
that surprise like Christmas DLC, free DLC, whatever at the Game Awards. So I'm waiting. My son has the Rogue Ally, the white one,
Yeah.
and then for Christmas, my wife very graciously bought me the Ally X, and it comes tomorrow. And so I will be downloading and trying it there because I do want to play that new DLC.
Yeah, you gotta let me know how that one is. I want to get one of those so badly. Just
Yeah.
you need to let me know when you get that.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I'll be. I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'll be playing that all next week, being off work.
Yeah, lucky duck. For me, there was I tried to do more of a give other games their roses props. So for me, there is a better IP for best new IP in my opinion, but that's my game of the year. So I'm just going to save that for the end, and I'm going to pick a different one for best new IP. And this one came out actually on my birthday, believe it or not. And I was caught off guard by it. It was published by Konami, and the studio themselves is a very small studio. It's called Deliver at All Cost, and I did stream this game as well. There was a demo for it. It came out to pretty much all major platforms except for Switch. And this game is just a very weird, interesting, and just overall just fun game out there. You basically play as a delivery driver, and you do like all these like wacky deliveries. And by I mean wacky deliveries, it's also got wacky driving mechanics. There's no real grounded like mechanics at all. Everything is just based off what you're playing. So there's some levels where you have to go deliver balloons, and if you go over the jumps, like your balloons will carry you and you'll sail far. You have to go deliver like this weird marlin, this giant marlin, and you gotta keep feeding it, otherwise he'll go insane and kill you guys because it's so hungry. But then you gotta go drop it off at a paint depot and paint it white so you could give it to this one guy because he's searching for a giant white marlin and stuff like that. And on top of that too, there is this weird plot line going on here because your character is on the run from the government because he has like special insight into something. Like the storyline becomes weird and convoluted at the end, but overall, it's still a really fun and interesting new IP to play. Um, I got it physically. It's like I said, it's on everything. There is a demo that you could go try if you before you buy it, and it's just charming. You know, it's just a very charming breath of fresh air, very popcorny game is what I would like to say for it, because you go into it and it's not a serious game. That's the best way to say it. It's not a serious game. You're running away from UFOs, shooting laser beams at you. You're running away from the government that's mortar striking you. You do little RC car missions where you have to drive a RC car through little loop-de-loops and stuff like that. And at the same time, it's just wacky fun. You're gonna die, and you're gonna die a lot. But that's part of the joy of it. It's not like Dark Souls where you die a lot and you hate your life, and eventually you have to cope yourself into saying like, no, this game is actually good, guys. That's just me being salty. But it's just, deliver at all costs. It's just wacky, old school, fun video game. What you're looking for in a double A kind of single A newer title. And I was very surprised that Konami was the publisher for this game too, because they don't really do that much, it feels like, and they just started to publish more smaller indie games recently too. So that was pretty interesting to see. Tyler, do you have anything you'd like to add about this game? Have you heard about it?
No, I've never heard about it. I just looked it up here. I'll take a look later. But yeah, no, I've never heard about this one.
Yeah, this was one of the early games I actually streamed on my channel, relatively early this year. Like I said, around summertime. So definitely did enjoy it. It caught me off guard for sure, because I was just like, "What is this game? Why is everything blown up?" I couldn't keep up with it at all. AC, how about you? Do you have anything you'd like to add to this? Have you checked this game out yourself personally?
I had a blast watching you stream it. It looked hilarious, just like the physics and the mechanics of the driving, especially when you had the Marlin on the back, and how, like, because it was so big, the tail like poured out of the bed of the truck, and it was like moving around so much that it looked like you were struggling to drive the truck, and it was just like adding an extra layer of like just hilarity to it. Watching it from a viewer's perspective. I remember was that showcased at Xbox this same year, or was it the year prior? Because I remember seeing it like debut, and I was like, oh, this looks really fun, really cool, and the art style looks really neat. But if it wasn't, I just know I want to play this game. But it was just great to watch you stream it and see it firsthand. I didn't know about all the extra stuff that you're talking about. Like, look at this. You're just like barely trying to get around this edge here. So I'm very curious, like, how difficult the driving is.
The closest I could think of is if you were really drunk, like, see right there, you just blow up for no reason at all. This is the closest I could think of for being an actual alcoholic and drunk driving. That's the best way I could say it. But like, see, look at this. It's just, I'm just getting pelted by rocks here. Actually, I don't really know where this game was shown off at. I actually heard about it from ACG when he was doing his games of the month to check out. And that's when I first learned about it, was from him. And then after that, I bought it, checked it out, and yeah, I loved it. It was pretty damn cool, And then we'll go show off here. We got Nosferatu saying, "Show Bob's Carl." How you doing there, Nos? He's apparently you're hurting his ears, so keep yelling into your mic there, AC. He needs to suffer. We need to beat this vampire.
Easy.
And Ando says, was pretty cool. Epic Game basically gave this game away for free near launch. I think it was actually at launch that they gave this game away for free. So, yeah, that is Deliver at All Costs right there. One of the more interesting new IPs I played this year. Everyone should go check it out. Like I said, it's on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Sorry, Switch homies, it's not there for you. But I want to replay this on my Xbox because during the time it was overheating my PC a little bit. So I'm curious if it was just me being a Luddite and not knowing how to do anything technologically sound, or if it was just unoptimized at launch. So there you go. So once again, we boo AC for not having a new IP, Expedition 33, and deliver at all costs for our games. Any closing thoughts before we move on, gentlemen, to the next one?
I'm ready.
All right, so since you're ready, the next category is best sequel / remake / spin-off game for existing IPs. I feel like this is something that they should do a lot more, so we can try to give roses to new IPs as well as old IPs that are still going strong and making great games. And since AC has been booed at constantly, now it's his turn to actually, hopefully, give a good one.
Yeah, so this one I had to ask permission from you if it qualified, because this was a PC port for a game that came out on the PS5 last year, and I specifically bought a GPU just to play this, or upgrade the GPU, I should say, on my PC to play this game, and yeah, they finally ported it to the PC after a year. So, anyways, my best sequel / remake is gonna go to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the PC port, because I didn't buy a PS5 at launch, and I didn't have one until actually like later this year. So I could have just waited, but anyways, this was a true blast. I got to stream the opening first 2 chapters on my channel, and it was a lot of fun to do that. And this is a game that I've been anticipating and waiting to play, and I had to avoid the internet for like an entire year to not hear spoilers or anything like that. But what made this game special for me is that I was playing this with my wife, so she got to she loves this game and the previous game as well, and especially with all the voice acting and the beautiful visuals this has, and so and the story, right? This just intriguing story that's happening, and it was just a lot of fun to play it on the PC. Now, I did max out my PC, like as far as the performance, so I was topping it out pretty quickly. And when I got to one of the final boss fights, I crashed my computer like 3 different times. And it was because I was trying to play this game on my TV. So it's trying to render like all the stuff happening in the boss fight on my 4K TV, and it was just like it just could not handle it. So it was just a lot of fun playing this in the beginning of the year. It took me I think 2.5 months to complete it, because I ended up I think either about 100 hours I put into it, maybe a little less, because it's a huge open world game. Like there's just a lot of like side quests, a lot of things you need to go and collect, things you can upgrade, a lot of story obviously. So there's like full voice acting, and like like you'll see here with the characters talking and everything. So it just takes up a lot of time in that respect. But no, just streaming it was a blast. I know that our buddy in the chat there, Nos, was really excited that I finally got to play this game, because all the theory crafting and the lore talking, or we talked about it, like especially with you, Carl. It was just a lot of fun. All of that around this game. So, anyways, I had another game I could have technically put for this because it did come out this year, but that's reserved for my game of the year. So,
All right, gotcha. Yeah, I really did enjoy this game too. It's almost the 1 year anniversary of when I actually played this game myself coming up. Because I know last year I was talking to AC about it, and I played Final Fantasy VII Remake last year because I got the wild hair. I was like, I'm gonna fuck around and find out, and I found out that I really did enjoy FF7 Remake, especially at 60 FPS. That's what I realized was my problem, because I hated playing it at 30. Like these type of action RPGs are games that I like to play at 60 because they just feel great, and it played really well. Then I played, Crisis Core, and then I played this one like back to back to back. And let me say, if you played Crisis Core, the opening of this game is so much better. I was just blown away. I love the opening of this game so much. I hated some of the open world elements towards the end, though. That was my big gripe with this game. Was wasting way too much time. And after a certain point in time, I just gave up on the open world stuff and said, we're just gonna blitz through the end. We're gonna just trough down, soldier. You know. And,
Oh yeah, like it. This is a game that you get your value out of it because there's just so much to do in this game. Um, like you said, I also got burnt out towards the end too with all the like some of the open world stuff. But I powered through it. I was like, I got to get through this, and then I found out that like, well, you can actually just do all the open world stuff if you want to replay the game on hard mode. So, anyways, it's just this is like probably the best value I've spent on a video game as far as like the cost and what you get out of it because of all the content that's in this game that there's no DLC, there's no this other extra stuff. It's all here in this game. So
yeah, Tyler, how about you? Are you a JRPG kind of guy?
I've not played this game. I played the the first one, Final Fantasy VII Remake. But no, this one's on my backlog. I just haven't got a chance to get around to it yet. And to be honest, I've heard how big it is, and I think that kind of scares me a little bit because there's so much on the backlog. And
yes.
so I've kind of pushed it to the side for that reason.
I saw you going on with everyone talking about their backlogs. And you're like, it's begun. I saw you commenting.
Oh yeah, the Steam sale's coming. I'm already participating.
Listen, oh man, I get it. I totally get you. It's just, I'm looking at some of the Steam sales. I'm like, ooh, I could buy these games, and I'm like, I'll put them on PC so I can stream them. And then I go like, but I already own these games on console, so and I own this capture card, and I could use this. And then I'm like, but I don't want this capture card anyway. I don't know. It's just I'm a fickle guy. I like to spend money on shit I own. I guess that's my biggest problem. It's like I like
to spend money.
I like supporting things I like, and. AC knows it's I will buy a game multiple times and have it physically, and then someone will be like, oh, I really want to play this game. I'm like, oh, just send me your address, I'll mail it to you.
Still waiting on Indiana Jones.
Yeah, shut up. I'm not sending you anything right now in the mail. It's a nightmare. It was a nightmare sending you your damn Switch, all right?
The one thing I'll say for Tyler is like this game will come out on Xbox because they're doing a big push to bring this game these 3 games to all the consoles, including Switch 2, which is even crazy. So in the far future you'll be able to play this on Xbox since I'm assuming that's probably your primary console right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't wait to replay this remake again. I can't wait to play remake again on Xbox and sitting down and you and I having a powwow why the Switch 2 version is ass and the Xbox version's great.
yeah, we'll see about that. I gotta get a express card for the Switch 2 because it's 90 gigs and there's just no space for it on the Switch 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the Weenie Hut Jr. Edition right there.
And past Final Fantasy games have even come to Game Pass, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to get this game. Like I said at the beginning, I got enough rewards points, so I just got to keep plowing away. All right, AC, any closing thoughts of FF7 Rebirth before we move on?
Nope. Just go play it if you have it, and it's going to be on all platforms here soon.
Yeah, we gave AC a pass here because it did come to PC, and I think that was the bigger market to kind of get this one on. All right, Tyler, how about you? Best sequel, remake, spinoff?
Yeah, there was quite a bit this year that came out in this category, I think. I was going back and forth between Hades 2 for me, and even though I actually played it last year in early access, I've played it a little bit this year, now that it's out in full release. But it was between that and Death Stranding 2 in the end, and I have to go Death Stranding 2 ultimately, just because when I'm thinking about a sequel and I want to, talking about this award of, hey, what's the best sequel or remake? What improved in all the different areas? And this game, I think, did that in every way. Starting from when the opening of the game, Death Stranding 1 had a very, I don't know what you'd call it. It was a long and whole walking simulator. The first 11 hours of that game, if you couldn't get through that, there's such a drop off. And this game, right out of the gate, they captured you, they got you into the gameplay, they gave you a gun early on. And so you immediately, within like the first hour, you understood the loop. And so in that way, they improved on Death Stranding 1. When it came to just the gameplay in general, they improved on it. The shooting felt better. The combat in general felt better. The stealth, I think, feels a lot better. Building. So Death Stranding 1, you can build, these highways. I'm not sure if you guys have played these games. I know, Carl, you're not a huge fan of Death Stranding 1.
I'm biting my tongue. I'm being good.
But yeah, you build like these highways and stuff like that. Well, Death Stranding 1, I didn't even worry about it. I let everyone else build for me, and I just used their stuff and abused it. I didn't contribute at all. I was just a leech. And then Death Stranding 2, they made it so much easier to get the requirements, the material you would need to build. And it was actually just fun to do because it wasn't such a slog. Where in Death Stranding 1, it was like, I don't want to go raid that stupid camp because the combat didn't feel good. But in this one, I built everything I could build. I went and built highways for no reason other than I wanted to. And then I would just travel down them, and I would turn on that soundtrack, because once again, an amazing soundtrack. And I would just drive through this game on a highway and just listen to the soundtrack, and it was a great time. The only place where I would say maybe as a sequel, I wouldn't say it's lesser than, but the story in general, I like the story a lot in Death Stranding 2, but I think just the shock value of the originalness of Death Stranding 1 had a little bit more weight to it, and it was I'm gonna say this is something really weird. I think Death Stranding 1, ultimately, once you got through it and you looked at the story as a whole, it had a little bit more groundedness to it, which sounds insane because it's not a grounded story at all. But Death Stranding 2 just went off the deep end. Which is fine. It's cool. It's Kojima. But there was like almost nothing to anchor to. Where at least in Death Stranding 1, there was this main point of who am I in this world? There's these things called extinction entities. Like, what does that mean? And they answer a lot of those questions. Where in Death Stranding 2, they just went, we're going to go full speed off the mountain. This guy comes up in coffins in the middle of the desert. Higgs, the main villain, he came back from the dead. There's a million things going on. So I'd say that was the only part that was maybe not improved on. But as a whole package, I think Death Stranding 2, for fans of Death Stranding 1, improved. Now, if you don't like Death Stranding 1, I am not telling you don't like Death Stranding 2. You won't. I don't think you will. But if there's fans out there of Death Stranding 1, Death Stranding 2 improves in every possible way. So for that reason, I think it's deserving of that nomination.
Okay, terrific. AC, how about you? You got anything you'd like to add to these games that we're talking about?
It's funny because I've not really looked into any gameplay for either game, so this is the first time I'm seeing it because I just never really had an interest, and I'm just trying to comprehend how he's got like these shoulder pads of like cargo or something. Like, how heavy are these, and like how is he like swinging them around and able to shoot a gun and all that? But I mean, it looks really interesting. I'm very intrigued by it, and now that I have a PS5, I might try the first game and like you said, push to the first 11 hours and see what I get out from it. But I am intrigued by Kojima, and that's only because I've recently started playing Metal Gear Solid. So, and I like kind of like this, I guess his game design, how he designed these games or whatever, is very different, very unique for me. So it's like a new experience. So, I mean, this looks interesting. This map here, how it's laid out and everything, and the inventory system back there looked really interesting too. Like you could stack stuff a certain way or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, the inventory system, they have like an auto range button.
Oh, nice.
So you
That's
don't even
cool.
do it. You just hit the auto button and let it do it. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the backpack gets insane. I mean, he'll have a tower of packages that are 4 times as tall as he is. It's ridiculous. But it's Kojima, and he does that stuff. And as long as you can accept that and get past the little bit weirdness, I mean, it's a cool story for sure. And if you play through the first one, definitely play through. It's not a remaster. Like they have like an enhanced edition.
Oh yeah,
Definitely play that one. It's
Yeah,
it's a lot better.
I hear that's the one that you should play because they took out all the boring stuff. I was told.
Yeah, they did a lot of quality of life changes to that version.
They
Well, one
made
thing
it a
I'm
fun game. That's what I hear.
one thing I'm curious about is the like celebrity appearances that happen throughout the game. Like, do you find them distasteful or are they like interesting or funny? Because one thing that kind of sold me initially was like Conan O'Brien was in like
Yeah,
the first Death Stranding game. I'm just like,
Oh
well, that's
my
kind of
god.
funny. So,
yeah, he is.
like,
Yeah,
I
no,
kind of
in
want
the
to see it.
yeah, in the first one, I mean, even that one, Conan O'Brien, he's just like a side quest. Like you can completely miss it. So you got to do some of the side stuff to see some of those
Of course, yeah.
appearances. But I wouldn't say it's distasteful. In the first one, they're just like these holograms, and so you could tell he just kind of scanned a bunch of people in and threw them
Yeah.
in where he could. In the second one, I think the appearances are a little bit more meaningful. But it is cool though. You're going through, and yeah, the first time you see Conan O'Brien, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know one of the controversial ones in the first game was they had the EIC of Gamatsu in that game as well.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not sure about that.
yeah, I remember that back in the day because everyone was like, "Well, why do we have a games journalist in this game?" And we're kind of giving it awards. I think there are other people who
Oh,
were complaining about that one a little bit. I was like, "Well, that's a fair argument, I guess." Yeah.
yeah. I don't. When this game was about to come out, and they did all like a bunch of people started to do play test on it. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was getting like praise and stuff, and so he was like, I gotta make it a little bit more weird. I don't want to get.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't like all the
remember
praise.
that.
I'm gonna tweak it. I was like, I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's really how that went, but it was funny nonetheless.
One thing I'm not gonna shit on Death Stranding. I'm being better
Go
about
ahead.
that.
You can do what you got to
No,
do.
no, I'm trying to get better about that. I'm trying to just like sleeping dogs lie. I feel
Last
like
of Us 2 is my favorite game ever. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
listen, I said my piece last night about that, but I stand by my statement. Now you derailed me, motherfucker. I have nothing really else to say about it. I haven't played it because I didn't like the first one, but I will be trying attempt number 3 next time, probably relatively soon.
Yeah, I will say the first one. No, I didn't play the first time I played through it. I didn't play the enhanced edition, whatever they called it. So I had the original one. I played it for like 5 or 6 hours, and I put it down for like 6 months because I same as you, Carl. I was like, this is a stupid. What the heck am I doing? And then for whatever reason, like 6 months later, I looked over and I saw the game. I had a physical copy of it, and it was just sitting over there, and I was like, it's Kojima though. And so I was like, I'll give it another shot. And for whatever reason, that second time I started it over, and but yeah, that second time hooked me. I also made a commitment to not get stuck in the side quest. I just wanted to just mainline it the second playthrough, and it helped a lot.
Okay, I gotcha. But yeah, closing thoughts there, AC, before we move on to me.
I mean, Kojima does what Kojima does.
Fair enough. As for me, I played a lot of good sequels and a lot of good remakes and spin-offs this year, but I'm gonna go with my GOAT, the one that I really did enjoy the most. That is, of course, AC mentioned it earlier. We're going with Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii. We're talking about the homeboy Majima. Everyone loves Majima. We go to war for Majima. He is our captain. And this game just really hammered in one of my favorite parts of the Yakuza series. Just Majima being insane and just an utter menace to society, doing all sorts of crazy stuff in the high seas as a pirate was just the perfect setting for him. And on top of that, too, it takes place in Hawaii, one of my favorite places. I was able to run around in downtown Honolulu, and I was like, oh, I know this place. I've been here plenty of times myself, and I know AC's cringing because he hates when I say I like to go to Hawaii.
Same with Frank.
He doesn't count. But yeah, no. What can I say about this game? It was more of a return to form of Yakuza. It wasn't a turn-based RPG. It was more of an action RPG, and I just love how over the top the combat was in this game. It brought me back to the good old Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3 kind of days where you're just flying around, throwing swords, having a gun, shooting people with the bluster buster, and at the same time you had these fun little like add-ons like you can see here. You put on these rings, and the rings like will give you added bonuses of damage and stuff like that, protection. And one of the things that I love about this game is that it has one of the best side quests in a Yakuza game of all time, with the Minato's girls, or Minato's girls. I forget which one, how you pronounce it. And it is just by far one of the weirdest and greatest side sub stories ever. Basically, you have to try to hook your first mate up with a classy Tokyo girl, and they do the whole thing in live action. Okay, so it's like they get the actual actor who played in the game in real life with all these like current and former porn star girls, and they reenact these like weird dates that he's doing. And like one of them is like he's taking like a 3 hour shower and bath, and like this girl just gets bored and leaves, and he's just being this complete and utter like weirdo degenerate. And he's like he has all the opportunity to shoot a shot with these girls, but he keeps messing it up with all of them. And, and it's all in live action. That's why it sticks out so much, and it just catches me off guard all the time just thinking about it. I'm just like, that it still sticks with me to this very day. I just remember sitting, and it's not like 5 minutes. It's not like 10 minutes. It's like a damn near almost an hour of unbroken cutscene that they put into this game as your reward for this quest. And you could tell that the devs were just having fun with this game. They redid a lot of the karaoke scenes. They made them look nicer, updated. I love the pirate battles. That's one of the big draws to it. It reminds me of what they did in Kiwami 2, where they had the construction battle sites, and they kept improving that, refining that, and this was like the end goal of that one, if you ask me, because you can randomly have like the most weird, degenerate pirate crew in the world. My one of my favorite team comps is like you get a little tiger as one of your support characters, and then you get like a bunch of AI robots and like a grandma that's got two vibrators, and she's just fighting people with vibrators and stuff like that. Complete unhinged. That's what I love about this game. Just complete unhingedness. And honestly, I can't wait for Kiwami 3 next year now, because they're adding some stuff. I think they're taking inspiration from this game into that game that I can't wait to play more of. It's a biker gang, and I can't wait to see how they take the biker gang stuff from the pirate stuff, because that you can tell that's what they took it from. AC, would you like to add more onto this?
Yeah, so the whole mechanic around, or the gameplay around Madlantis with the Coliseum, like you can do ship battles, and then you'll do boarding parties, and you'll do like battles with the boarding party. That was just like the whole spectacle of it was just hilarious, like just how grand it was, and all the money you get, and how you can upgrade your ship, and of course Majima, like his stats and everything. And then on top of that, they're like going island hopping and doing these like, I don't know what you call it, but you're like invading the island to kind of liberate it from like the bad pirates that are there.
Expedition? I would say
Yeah,
expedition.
I guess, yeah, expedition. And how like a lot of them had the legendary summons, like the sea summons, with the magical instrument, like the violin, the guitar, um I think the triangle was one of them. Anyways, like these different like instruments, and just that like gameplay of like going down and like just how they would say, snapping necks and cashing checks. It's just like, and you build a team too. You bring like 3 or 4 people with you, and they have their own stats and their own like buffs and debuffs and stuff. And
Hmm.
that was really fun. Yeah, and then just like the overall story was like really, like you said, there was like some crazy stuff that happens in the story with the specific characters. Um, And yeah, the side quests. Obviously, the Yakuza games are just famous for their side quests, and that whole like live action thing was just like. But I remember when you told me about it, you're like, you're not gonna believe what you're walking into with this side quest. And then I sat down and I specifically showed my wife, and we were watching it together, and she's just like, "What is happening here? What is going on in this game right now?" So, um, yeah, and then the whole recruitment. So like all these crew members, you actually go around and you recruit them across the kind of like the hub worlds or whatever. So like Hawaii, like Honolulu, the city, some of the other like smaller cities, Madlantis, of course. So I was like joking around how I was gonna go around and collect all the waifus and just make my whole crew like a female crew only, just for the heck of it. And it was just funny, like just the different characters you can find, like their backgrounds and like the side quests you go on to like recruit them. Like one of the side quests was this old guy who like wanted to like live life out on the sea,
Oh
but
yeah, I remember this guy.
he got married and he has like a wife and like he's older, right? So like his like wife is like trying to use you to like calm him down and like I guess prevent him from chasing his dreams. But then she realizes like, oh, you should just let him do that. So like you just recruit this like retiree basically to join your crew. Um, and it was just like all this for how much was this game, by the way? Because I know you and I both bought the collector's edition, but it wasn't. I think it was a full price game. It was
I
still
think it was
60 bucks.
I think it was like $60. Yeah.
Yeah, but like all the stuff you get, like all the content inside this game for 60 bucks is insane. You know, like yeah, it is a shorter game in terms of like story, but all the stuff around it, the karaoke, the Madlantis stuff is its own like 10 to 20 hours of content you can do in there, as well as the mini games too, like the what do you call it? The did you guys ever play Mario Baseball on the GameCube?
Yeah.
No.
You remember the Bomb Bomb Derby?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about with the cannonballs.
Yeah, so in this game they had like a baseball like cannonball thing where you're like shooting or you're hitting cannonballs and you're trying to get like scores. You're hitting like treasure chests and loot or whatever. That was really addicting. It was basically like the batting cages but with cannonballs. So, um,
I also
I,
like their little Mario Kart side story that they put in there too.
oh, that's right. Yes, that because that was taken from the last Yakuza game.
Yeah, like a dragon.
Yeah, and they put like you said a Mario Kart, and there's also the Crazy Taxi mini game as well.
Oh my
Like
god, the Crazy
bicycle
Taxi
one.
one was the best one out there. So for everyone that played Crazy Taxi, they actually put a mini Crazy Taxi in here where you play as like a Uber Eats delivery driver on a bicycle.
Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun.
Yeah, like here's the thing, Tyler. You should go
Mhm.
check this game out. You don't have to play the other ones necessarily
Okay.
to get the story because it's kind of its self-contained one. It'll give you a little bit of like the background stuff. There's not that much you need to know because Majima has a little bit of amnesia in this game, so they kind of bury a little bit of the lead there. But
Mhm.
this is, I would say, if you're looking to get into a Yakuza game and you want to get your feet a little bit wet, this would be the perfect one to start with because you get all like the modern, quality of life improvements, and you can get like a little bit of a short feel for it, and then you could go back and play like the older ones and start to learn the story and get to that point too. Because I'm up to Yakuza 6 right now. I'm still a couple games behind from where this takes place, but I wanted to play this game so badly. I was like, I'll fill in the gaps.
Yeah, and I went from Yakuza 0, which is basically a prequel, so not the original first game, to this game. And it didn't really bother me at all, and it was just like a lot of fun because like you said, it's a self-contained story. The ending though, I was a bit confused. I was like, what's going on here? And I had to ask him about it. But like post-credit ending, I should say. But besides that, like all of it that happens in here, there are some characters that show up from other games that are like important for Majima here, but I
Mhm.
kind of figured like, okay, those are in the other games, so when I get to those games, I'll understand who they are.
Yeah, there's only like a couple that you'll get to have to ask questions for, like Saijima and Ichiban, really.
Yeah,
But Ichiban really shows up at the like last scene,
yeah, and it was cool. The animal collecting you do in this game too. You have like a mini like farm on your home island,
Mm-hmm.
and like you can give like the little bond that Majima has with Noah, the kid, is like I liked it a lot. I know it wasn't up for some people, but I really liked it because you have this kid going on these crazy pirate adventures, and like the innocence of it, and Majima is just like trying to protect this kid and like help him enjoy this like kind of fulfilling life because he's an island kid. He doesn't get to see a whole lot. So
Yeah, he's also got health problems too. That's another big thing.
yes,
Mm.
yeah, it was. I mean, this is a fantastic game to really, like you said, get your feet wet. No
No
pun
pun
intended.
intended. Jinx.
Being out on the open ocean there, but the last thing I'll say is the pirate ship combat reminded me a lot of when I used to play this MMO called Pirates of the Caribbean Online.
Oh God.
And I really liked that pirate ship combat in that game. And then when I was playing this one, I was like, oh, this reminds me a lot about it. And the crazy upgrades you can do to your pirate ship, frozen cannonballs or like shooting flames of fire out, like
Laser beams.
yeah, the laser beams. Yeah, I forgot about that. So it's so cool, man. Like I want to replay this game in the future just because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I plan to play this next year on my Xbox because I want to play it in 4K. That's really what
Yes.
it is. I just want. This game is a very gorgeous game, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I played it on my Steam Deck, like I said, like 10, like Steam Deck versus like on my actual sit down PC, and it's ran really damn well. It played really good on handheld mode, and I also have a dock, so I was able to play it docked on my TV and such. Uh, it's on sale right now on Xbox for I think 50% off, and that's for the deluxe edition. I think it's only like $30, which isn't terrible at all. And you get all like the cool DLC add-on bonuses and stuff like that. And highly recommend this game for anyone who is both a veteran Yakuza fan or a first timer. This one I would say is a very good starting point for either of those.
Is this
So-
the excuse my ignorance on Yakuza, but Like a Dragon came out. Wasn't there a DLC for Like a Dragon that was like on an island?
So like a Dragon does not have like actual DLC, but there's
Okay.
spin-off games. So there's like a drag. I think it's called. I don't think it's called Like a Dragon Gaiden, but I think it's called Yakuza Gaiden. I can't remember. It's the man who erased his name, and that's a side story that leads up to the events of Infinite Wealth. And Infinite Wealth has a spin-off gameplay mechanic that has like its own Animal Crossing storyline kind of in there.
Okay, I think Infinite Wealth is what I'm thinking of. Infinite Wealth is a separate game or an add-on or a spin-off?
It's kind of murky because how you look at it sometimes it'll be like in Japanese it looks like it says like a Dragon 8 and
Okay.
stuff like that. But I think also Pirates also has an 8 on it too. So I think it's a combination of like one game that they spun off into like a bunch of different parts to make one big story. AC, could you help me with that? Actually, you would know this.
Well, Infinite Well is a mainline game.
Yes.
And they
Okay.
kind of did the whole Resident Evil Biohazard thing. Like in Japan, it was called Biohazard, but outside it was called Resident Evil. And then when what was it, number 6 came out is when they did the name swap, and they called it Resident Evil Biohazard. I
No,
think it was
7.
or 7. Sorry, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. It was 7. So what they've decided to do now is they've decided to call Yakuza Like a Dragon. So now it's called Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, or now this one, Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii. Yeah, but the Infinite Wealth is a mainline game. So
Yeah.
And this is after Infinite Wealth then. I mean, not
Yeah.
story-wise, but release date-wise.
release date wise, and I think the island one. Are you talking about like the Dave the Diver update? Is that what you're talking about? Or...
No. No,
No.
there was a spin-off one where you get the Animal Crossing and Infinite Wealth. That's a separate island.
Okay, I'll look it
Yeah,
up real
that's
quick.
Yeah, they did a whole big direct about it when Infinite Wealth was going. That was one of their big things here. And Ando says after 6, they tried to lean to the Japanese name Like a Dragon, though they still like working in Yakuza into the title. Yeah, that's true. They do that. I mean, obviously, I think in Japan they don't want to have a game called Yakuza, even though it's about Yakuza kind of deal. I think that's why they do Like a Dragon. This series has like a bunch of side stories, spin-offs, and all this other kind of crazy stuff. So that's probably why.
Yeah, it looked wacky just from that that stuff you were showing.
Yeah,
That gameplay you're just running.
hey, man, you need to check it out. It's really great. It's really cool, really cool. So we'll close this out here. AC, Tyler, any thoughts about this before we move on?
I'm good.
All right, we're good. We're good. So our best sequel remake spin-offs went to Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, Death Stranding 2, and Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii. All right, now the precursor award here before we get into two of our Game of the Year titles here is the Deserve Love Award. And basically, you just pick something, a game that did something great, awesome, good soundtrack, whatever you want to say, as a special shout out that for something that deserves love, recognition. Maybe not like fits into one of these categories, but wanted to give this game a rose just so people maybe look into it and check it out. And Tyler, we're going to start with you. What is a game that you think deserves love award?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out another Game Pass game that I wasn't expecting at all. Just kind of picked it up, gave it a shot, and it definitely grabbed me for a good 2 to 3 weeks. But that's Blueprints.
Blueprints.
Blueprints. Yeah, it's just for those who haven't played it, it's I believe you're the nephew. I think your uncle passes and he hands down his mansion to you. But it comes with like a little riddle. Like, hey, you can have it, but you've got to solve this puzzle. This uncle and nephew have this, I guess, fascination with puzzles. And so you go in, I mean, from this gameplay even, I love just even the art style of it. But yeah, it's just a little I don't know if you'd call it a roguelite really. I mean, you do kind of start over every run. You go in these runs, and then as you enter the room, you roll for new rooms. And so, like a lot of roguelites, you'll get options for upgrades. Well, in this case, you pick a room, you get dealt these random rooms, you pick one, and then you place it on this little map. And your whole goal is to get to the end of the mansion. I can't remember what room number it is. There's a specific room number, but you have to get all the way to the end. And through this whole thing, you're solving all these very unique puzzles. And every room, the placement of the room matters. There's specific puzzles in one room that are going to help you in another room that you might not even get in that run. So it's a cool concept. It's very unique. The puzzles were fun. They weren't frustrating, even though you get. I don't know how many runs it took me to beat the game, but none of them felt cheap. It has great storytelling just through environmental storytelling, which is not something I'm usually a huge fan of. Like a lot of people say, like the Dark Souls games are really good at that. I don't want to read the story. I'm kind of lazy in that way, I guess. I'm Kojima. Go ahead and make me a movie that I can just sit and watch. But for this game, it was just done really well. The secrets were incredibly fulfilling. Okay, I'm gonna give one example. But I found I found this item. I believe it was what was it? It was an electrical component or a garage door opener or something like that. But then one of the rooms was a garage. But when you would build the garage door was always on the left side of the room. And so you could build this garage in different places or whatever. But if you built it on the left side of the mansion, you had to work your way over there. If you built it on the left side of the mansion and you had this item, which was found in a completely different room, so you had to build that room first, you could go in there, you could open the garage door. Now you could go outside the mansion. And by going outside the mansion, you could open these gates that basically unlock this secret room. And so then my future runs, you always start from the outside of the mansion in the front, but there's this gate on the left side that's locked. Well, because in my last run, I was able to go through, unlock the gate. Every run that I get to start now, I can look to my left. That gate's now unlocked. And so I can kind of shortcut my way. And there's a secret little room over there that would give me an upgrade and give me a head start to my runs. So just little secrets like that were really cool to find, and like I said, just came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it, which is a theme this year. The replayability after beating the game is there. I didn't do that. I took about 30 hours to beat the game, and at that point, I was done with it. I was frustrated just because I it was just too many runs for me. I think I'm probably not very good at this game, but I had to see it through. And then the last note I have on it is it's a great couch co-op game.
Oh,
So
no kidding.
yeah, for someone who maybe doesn't even love video games. So my wife, she basically plays Disney Dreamlight Valley. I know Carl knows that,
All
but
too well.
that's it. So she's not a gamer. She wants her checklist and she does that. Other than that, her gaming is if she's sitting next to me and there's something interesting. Well, I put this game on, and immediately she's like, no, pick this room, put it in this spot. What are you doing? Don't do that, do this. And so she immediately starts backseat gaming, and that can be frustrating. But in this instance, it was really cool. So we sat and played this whole game. If I ever try to play it without her in the room, she'd yell from the other room, stop, don't, because she wanted to know the secrets. She was like, I want to know what's in the East Wing Hall, and she would make me click on every little thing. And
she plays girl.
So,
I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's just a really cool couch co-op type experience for a backseat gamer as well, which is pretty rare nowadays. So.
Yeah, I want to play this game. It's been on my to-do list, but kind of like what you're saying is like with the backlog, it's like trying to find time. And when you got all these other games that are like a higher priority. I hear this game was a lot of people's game of the year. It won a lot of like indie awards from a lot of people and different outlets too. I know it is on Game Pass, and that also helped a lot of people get it. I almost bought this game physically just to add to my collection, just because if it is this well received, I think it's a game that you want to add to your collection physically in some way, shape, or form too. But I've not played it, and I think I could get into this game. These are the kind of games that are not my go-tos right away, but because I'm such a eclectic gamer, I never know what I'm gonna like. And if I could kind of like you, if I get into it for a good run, and it could be my new obsession for like a week, kind of like Balatro last year for me. That was like my random obsession where I was just obsessed with it, where I just started playing it like at I want to say like 10 o'clock at night, and then it was suddenly 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah, that's this game for sure. You'd sit down, you'd one more run. It was just one more run. We could do one more.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's 1 a.m.
AC, what about you? Have you any thoughts about this game now that you've heard about? Is this your first time hearing about it and seeing it in action?
Yeah, I missed the name of it because I had to step away. What's this game?
It's called Blueprints.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Because I know our buddy Extra Zero talked about this game a lot, and yeah, it's my first time seeing it. This looks really cool. It kind of looks like a more interactable, like you're walking around version of Myst. Well, I mean, like obviously the newer Myst games you can do that, but like because I played Myst this year for the first time, and I like these type of puzzle stuff, so as long as it's not like super complicated. And when you're showing off the kind of like the room layouts, like you can. How you're building the layout or whatever. I like the art style of it, and I thought it looked really interesting, just like how the rooms are connected and how you're describing the whole like the garage mechanic of going outside and you're opening up gates and stuff. Like I'm gonna put this on my wish list right now because now that I have like a visual reference for this game, I'm definitely intrigued by it even more.
Another body for the backlog there, right there, AC.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious. Maybe you should try to do what Tyler said and play this with your wife too. Maybe this could be an interesting game for you two to play.
Yes, but she doesn't do first-person games really well. That makes her very motion sick. So
really, I didn't know that.
yeah, so we have to stick to third-person type of games, or like overhead, top-down type games. So
See, I always thought people who said that were liars. Now I can't say that anymore. I'm dead serious. When people go like, "Oh, I get motion sickness from first-person games," I'm like, "You're a fucking liar. You're just saying that to get attention." Now I can't say it anymore because now I know somebody that actually did that in real life, so I can't say that. I have to go like, "Now I believe you." So thank you, AC, for destroying my argument online.
Anytime.
But generally, very cool game there, Tyler. I'm actually shocked that you were going to pick this one. Kind of caught me off guard. I didn't see this coming. No pun intended there for
Good.
Persona fans, but yeah, pretty cool. I'm not shocked though. I shouldn't say this. This game got a lot of high praise. I know it's probably one of the higher rated games that came out this year too. If we go look at the Metacritic score, but overall, pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. Any closing thoughts before we move on?
No. Another point for Game Pass.
Right on, right on. AC, you're giving it some love award. What do you think?
Um, I'm gonna have to lean into because this could have been easily game of the year, but for me, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Um,
Bonanza.
yeah, that is a game that was super excited for. Got my hands on it, played it for a couple hours, and it wasn't clicking with me. And then the more I played it, then it eventually did click with me, and I'm like, okay, I really like this game a lot. It's just the destruction in the game, like just how good it feels when you're like punching stuff and destroying things, and all the little sound effects that happen when you're doing it. I mean, it's just such a really well designed game and a lot of fun and very therapeutic to a certain degree too. Um, and I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong 64, so being able to play a new 3D Donkey Kong game that isn't a like motion heavy one like the Jungle Beat game that was on the GameCube. Um,
Mhm.
like this was just like a dream come true for me. So every part or every aspect of this game I thoroughly enjoyed. Like the story between DK and Pauline was like really cute and very like heartwarming. The soundtrack to this game is phenomenal. And all like the little like the transformation musics that became like memes. So it was great. Just all the memes around this was fantastic. And then uh like the the love letter that this game was to the Donkey Kong series as a whole, and I'm sure if Zero was here, he
Mhm.
definitely would gush about it a bit more.
Mm.
Like there's just some stuff in the end game and even post game that's just like wow, like the guy that was in charge of this project, the director, he in an interview he talked about how he sat down and played every single DK game from like the beginning, and that shows in this game. Like they actually did their homework instead of just making like because they could have just made a brand new Donkey Kong game and not have it connect to anything, like its own DK. I mean, that's what they're kind of doing with the redesign. It's a new DK design. But no,
Mhm.
they actually went through and they like made connections. They honored like the original like the 8-bit or the not the 8-bit the arcade version all the way up until like most recent versions, and everything about this is like designed for the fans, but it was designed by fans and or created by fans, and I really liked it a lot. um yeah, all the different levels. Like it was funny because I'm playing through this game and I'm like, man, how far are we going into this game? Like we just kept going down and down. There's like new environments, new levels, new bosses and stuff, and it was just like a real blast to play, and a fantastic like entry point into the Switch 2, like as like a brand new console or a brand new title for the console. So um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the what they announced, like the DLC that they announced or the expansion that they announced, because it doesn't really add a whole lot to the game and it's a bit overpriced. So if that ever goes on sale, maybe I'll pick it up because they do tug on the your retro heartstrings because it has like the DK Island as part of the expansion with the music and everything. But I don't know if it justifies that price. So that would be like the only flaw I would give this game.
Okay, okay. Tyler, how about you? What are your thoughts about DK
Oh
Bonanza?
yeah, I love this game. We as in me and my kids, we are going through right now actually and trying to get all the bananas. I think we got about 100 left, and we were actually going to grab the DLC after doing that. But I had that same thought, and AC, I didn't know if man, because I think it's $30.
Yeah, it's $30 for like
It's
one
like
new
one extra
world.
island, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one extra island, and then it just adds like a time attack mode to like all the other sub layers, and that's like really
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer. But this game in general, like in the end, I'm a big Donkey Kong Country fan. I love all those Super Nintendo games. And when like the Kremlins came in at the very end of the game, and like when you would hit them, they had all those original sounds. Just that
Yes.
nostalgia, like tugging at your heartstrings, kind of thing. I was like, "Oh, this is so good!" They did
Yep.
it so well. And then, of course, the final boss comes in, and you're like, "Oh man, they nailed it."
Yeah, it was interesting how it caught me off guard because you're fighting these normal enemies right throughout the game, and they're these like stone or gold forms, and you're like, why do they look so familiar but different?
Yeah,
And then it like hits you right at the end of the game. You're like, oh, that's
yeah,
why.
yeah. It was cool. And even the end game of this is really cool too. They give you a good reason to like go back and after you complete the game, go back and do the I forget what they call it, but you go to all these DJs or whatever and do their
The
extra bonus
concerts,
levels.
yeah.
Is it concerts? Is that what they called it?
No, what the Bonanza? What is something Bonanza performances or something? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
something
know what
like
you're
that.
talking
But
about.
they're
Yeah,
yeah, it's like you get to use the powers and um I just think they did it really well. It was a
yeah.
cool reason to go back, and you have to have a certain amount of bananas to actually be able to do it. So if you were kind of just speed running through the game, it gives you a reason to go for the extra bananas that you may have not gotten. So yeah, cool game for sure.
I'm slowly chipping away at this game to like what you're doing, getting all the bananas,
Hmm.
because it's just fun to sit down and like destroy the environment, and then like put it down after an hour and go play something else. So, and some of the
Yeah,
some of the like bananas are cleverly hidden, so you really have to kind of pay attention and use your echolocation skills to find them. So
yeah, that's another cool thing about this game too. Is you don't have to like to complete it, to get all these bananas. You don't really need to go and find a guide. I mean, you can, it's going to help you go a little quicker, but I think they gave you the right tools to be able to just search this world and have a good time without it feeling like it's cheating your time. With the sonar and stuff. You can complete it without using any guides and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool too.
did you find that this game was like brain dead easy all the way up until the final boss?
Yeah, but I kind of agree with what you said earlier. It was just kind of like therapeutic. I
Yeah,
didn't mind it,
yeah, yeah.
just kind of running through but yeah, it was definitely an easy game, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. It was more just fun, therapeutic.
Yeah.
I just, I'm here to like just mess stuff up and just take out all my rage for the day or just kind of unwind a
Yep.
little bit. Like I said, it's just nothing wrong with just having a game that's fun. I think
Yeah.
like we have a buddy, his name's AJ, and he's like talking about like the Mario movie. He's like, why didn't they have like this grandiose, life-changing message? I'm like, bro, it doesn't need to be that deep all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like just have fun, bro. Just don't overthink it, man. You don't
Yeah.
need everything to be like an existential crisis like you're watching Neon Genesis. You
Yeah,
know?
actually on GameShelf, we just finished up our game of the year voting, and we had a category just for most fun, and this won it it was a landslide.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is one of the better examples of what Nintendo could do with a lot of their games. I went into this game thinking like I would just buy it because it's like, well, we're gonna buy it and we're gonna see if it's as fun as what they look. And then when I started playing it, I was like, oh, well, son of a bitch, they got me. There's nothing else to say. It's just like son of a bitch. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Probably would make my top 5 games I played this year, to be honest with you, for brand new games. Um, but it's been such a long time since I played it. I think looking back on it, like I'm having fun with like just rewatching a lot of these old cutscenes, and
Mhm.
I almost would want to play it again. But generally speaking, I would say everyone, if you have a Switch 2, if you have family or anything else like that, definitely go buy this game because it is probably going to end up probably being one of the best Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives when the run is finally over, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so.
AC, any closing thoughts before we move on?
Zebra.
Zebra, zebra, zebra. Yeah. Can't go wrong with a good old zebra. And there's my dog saying hello to everyone. Say hello to Atreus. He's the bastard of the family. So, yeah. Thank you for the kiss, babe. I love you too. Next up, we're gonna go to me, and ironically enough, this game I actually just streamed recently, and it comes from the developers of one of my favorite games that I played last year, the winner of my backlog game of the year. And that was Scarlet Hollow is the name of this game. And Scarlet Hollow is I guess they would call it more of a point-and-click visual novel type of game and everything else like that. But it's got a shit ton of replayability and a shit ton of different avenues that you can explore. Black Tabby makes a pride saying that they love to make adventure games that have a lot of different paths and outcomes and runs. One of my favorite things about RPGs is when they give you a lot of choice. This is basically the RPG system minus the RPG. As you can see right here, you get like different abilities in this game. So you can have like a keen eye, book smart, be very attractive, street smarts, talk to animals, mystical and powerful. I chose mystical and talks to animals for my run on this one. And you can literally go up and have conversations with like a cat, and the cat will like talk to you in French, and it's all pissed off at you because like, why are you bothering me? Leave me alone. And so far, like I've only played about a couple hours of this game, but this game is actually still in early access. It's not even a finished game, and they've been working on it since 2021. And I finally sat down and I finally played this because I got it as a gift last year from a buddy of mine. And after I played, what was it called? Slay the Princess. After I played Slay the Princess and fell in love with them, I decided to check this game out too. And so far, the writing in this game has been excellent. And obviously, when you're playing a visual novel, that's what you want, is really good writing. And I was absolutely blown away with just how unhinged you can make your character do some stuff. Like, you can make one where it's like you pour out all the macaroni and cheese in a box and stuff it full of dead, like, mice to mess with someone. There's other options where you're just walking through the woods and all these, like, disgusting, horrible creatures, like, pop out and they're, like, infecting the animals. And if you have the talk to animals ability on, like, you can actually hear the animals, like, sound like they're in, like, a cult and talking about some weird stuff. And I feel like like, just that alone, like, just picking the talk to the animals part just opened up so much crazy shit in this game just right off the bat for me. That I'm curious to see how these playthroughs would go if you, like, say, for example, didn't choose talk to animals, or you chose to be like super hot and book smart or something like that. I think that this game is, when all is said and done, will probably have a lot of, interesting outcomes and takes. Like, this would be a very fun game to have on a handheld, and you just sat in your bed at night and you're able to play it and just kind of go through like all these crazy different scenarios and stuff. Like, I want to check it out on my Steam Deck. I think it might be compatible. But generally speaking, like I said last year, I trust this dev a lot from Slay the Princess, which I do have a full run of that on my channel if you want to go check that out. And I could tell these people really try to actually have, good, well-written stories, well-written, thought-out, different details and outcomes. The best way I could say is, like, remember when we were growing up and we had those Goosebumps books, and it was like, turn to page 12 and turn to page 13 or something like that to get a story depending on what you were going off of. This feels like that on steroids. And so far, I can't wait to sit back down and play this over the holiday break, because I really am curious to see how far this story goes. I loved it. I absolutely have loved this game so far, and I wanted to give this one a good shout out because, like I said, I loved Slay the Princess by them. Slay the Princess is now on everything too, by the way, and that game was one of the best written games I've ever played of all time, and this one's starting to creep up there really quickly, especially after only 2 hours of playing it. Tyler, how about you? You got any comments you'd like to add on to this?
No, I never even heard of this game, but I was just reading this guy who's been creeping on you for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks. Is it just like just strictly like a story based choose your own adventure type of thing then?
Yes.
There's no gameplay aspect to it.
The gameplay is basically making your own story. You know.
Okay.
So, like I said, visual novels are hard sells to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like when you think of a visual novel, it's literally just I pressed a button and anime character cried on screen and sucked. A lot of times it's just like you're playing an anime in like just 2D still form.
Yeah.
Versus like something like this and Slay the Princess. Like I these are just such unique games that I've played in terms of writing. And I just think it's a good story, and they really, you could tell like they go online, Black Tabby, and they're on Twitter, and they're always basically puffing out their chest and telling people it's like, no, you can make a game that has diverging choices that actually matter and change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like they really want to put their money where their mouth is, and they've been crafting this game for a while. It's still in early access, like I said, so it's not a finished product yet. But even still, just from like the 2 hours I played, and especially coming off of their other game, Slay the Princess, I feel like this is like the game that they're trying to make their magnum opus, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That looks cool.
yeah, like I said, there's so many lore and text and options. Like, the funny part is this guy gives you a bag of peanuts, like a gross boiling bag of peanuts, and I just kept it with me. And every time I get into conversation with someone, I offer them the bag of peanuts, and they're like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this bag of peanuts? Like, stop offering it." But I don't know. Like I said, I just really have enjoyed this. AC, do you have anything like to add?
Not really. I did watch you stream it and listen to you like play through it and whatnot. These type of like I don't know, these type of gross like worlds or whatever are not really for me. I can get behind the choose your adventure type stuff. Like you said, and the choices, because there's some pretty funny choices that you're reading out loud when you're streaming it. But yeah, like just some of the what was the one scene you like open the refrigerator or you open the pantry and there was just like just gross stuff inside of it or whatever. I was just like, what is this game that you're playing? This like depressing, sad world that they're living in right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I opened the fridge and there's like a bunch of leftover food, and then you open it up and it's just like moldy, disgusting food that they don't know how long it's been in there. And like one of the options, like you can eat it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking eat this shit. What the hell? But yeah, it does remind me. You know what? I guess you could say what this reminded me a little bit. Not just Goosebumps, but did you ever read either of you Series of Unfortunate Events at all growing up?
I've seen
I
the
didn't.
movie, the first one.
Yeah, Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events. A shout out for all the real OGs who know what that is. It kind of gives me a little bit of that vibes to it, except if they were not children and actually were adults to start off like a little bit of their story, you know? So I want to say, if you're looking for something new and fresh, check out Scarlet Hollow and also check out Slay the Princess. That was my backlog game of the year. I gotta say it, just because I'm kind of obligated to, because I pump my chest out for that game. I'm like, come on, give this game a try. Go ahead, find out, man, find out. But yeah, that was my game I want to show some love to out there. Scarlet Hollow for PC and just PC right now. Okie dokie. So we got our first game of the year that we are going to put out here. And this one is a special twist that I try to put out every year. And that is your backlog game of the year. And what that means is a game that you've played that is from before 2025 and that you loved, and you would give your game of the year if it wasn't an option for like a game of the year this year. So AC, we're gonna go to you first. What is your backlog game of the year?
Man, this was hard because the theme of this year for me was backlog and just chipping away at the backlog and knocking out as much as I could. And I was really excited because this game was on the PlayStation originally, and then it finally, well, they released it on GOG on GOG, for PC, and it's a game that I wish I had as a kid, and finally was able to play, and it's Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
And this game, I mean, this kind of changed my life this year playing this game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so mad that I didn't have this growing up, especially after I was like got into the Jurassic Park movies, and they're not related. I'm just saying that because of dinosaurs and whatnot. But as a kid, I always dreamed of like a story, a game, or a movie or whatever that was within the realm of Dino Crisis, except the super like not supernatural, the super scientific type stuff that was happening in that game, but basically being on an island and you have a gun and you're trying to like survive or whatever. And I mean, this was just like a really cool game to play, fresh as like as an adult, and really getting a newfound appreciation for those PS1 titles, like with those good old tank controls, and learning how to like dodge the dinosaurs rather than engaging them in every single fight because ammo is limited, and then the whole puzzle mechanic behind it too, like you gotta keep an eye on the keys that you're collecting. There's like two parts of a whole key that you're collecting throughout the game, like to open doors and whatnot. There's also like these little like they call 'em monograms, but or like you get the two keys and you have to solve a puzzle, like a coding puzzle or whatever. And so you got to you know pay attention to that. There's like notes hidden throughout the facility for like how to get access to something, or how to like mix like the narcotics that you find to like either boost yourself or to heal yourself. It was just a really cool experience. I streamed the whole game, and I had a lot of fun playing it. And I really want to play it now on the original console, like on the PS1, just to see like how it is on in that original form. But the GOG version is perfect. I had no issues with that game. It ran smooth. Um, it just was like a well like put together game, because originally it actually was released on the PC back in the day, um but then old PC games don't really run on new PCs. So anyways, this was a fantastic game to play this year, so that's why it's my backlog game of the year. But there's like so many other backlog games I could have chose, but this one definitely was the highlight of my year.
Yeah, I know. Even Capcom has they had a lottery system, right? For this game too, right?
Yeah, because was it anniversary or something? Maybe not. They Capcom, well, in Japan they do these like lotteries where you can win prizes, and every ticket wins a prize, and there's like a limited amount of tickets. And for some odd reason this year they decided to do Dino Crisis related ones. So it's for the three Dino Crisis games. There's like these random prizes. And I remember I found out about it and I hit you up. I was like, dude, we got to do this. And I might have went overboard on the amount of tickets that I purchased for
Yeah,
that.
we definitely
So,
did.
but you'll see some interesting like photos and videos later on next year when I get them in the mail. But I just wish that they would remaster this game, or like remake this game like they've been doing
Yes.
with the Resident Evil games,
Yes.
because it was a bit corny hearing some of the dinosaur sounds, because they sounded like the late 90s, early 2000s generic dinosaur sounds, like the T-Rex or whatever. I know that like Universal has that, I think, copyrighted for like their creatures, their dinosaurs. But it'd be cool to get some more like authentic sounding dinosaurs, as authentic as it can be. But anyways, just having like a fresh coat of paint, keeping the gameplay the same, so like the puzzle mechanics as well as the shooting and everything, but obviously having like modern controls, not the clunky, outdated tank controls. Um, I think it'd be dope. Some fan did do a kind of like a not a remaster. It's more like a fan remake of the game, and I played that on stream, and that was a lot of fun. I think they did it in Unreal Engine as well. So, but yeah, Capcom, they need to get their butts into gear, and they need to like remake this first game. I think it'd sell probably really well, and it would be an amazing experience bringing dinosaur horror back into the mix.
Yeah. Tyler, how about you? Back in the day, did you play good old Dino Crisis?
I did not play Dino Crisis. I've no touch point into this game.
Have you ever heard of it? That's the second
I
question.
have heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, you're not big into horror, survival horror games? That's a third
No.
question.
Nah, I'm a big baby. I've even tried to do like the Resident Evil, the remake of the second and third game. I tried both those games, and I was just like, nah, that's just not for me. They're beautiful, and I can appreciate them for what they are, but I just don't want to do it.
So even though to Dead Space, you're not a big Dead Space guy?
I did play through Dead Space, the remake. I've played through the original, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily like top of my list in any way.
Don't worry. AC is kind of a babby too. I was making fun of him, like, "Oh, you're playing with the lights on, right?"
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
I don't blame you if you are. I'm the same way.
Well, I'm with you as far as like I'm not a big horror type person, so like I'm gonna force myself to play Resident Evil, the original 3, because I bought those on GOG as well, and I just want to see how it is. But that's probably my max. I can't go any higher than like that level of horror or gore or whatever. I can't really go any higher than that. So yeah.
It's just the jump scares for me.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
'cause for Resident Evil 2, when I did try to do the remake, and for me, I don't want to. I want to play it how it's meant to be played. So I sit in a dark room with my headphones on, and then I'm like, "What am I doing? I don't like this. Isn't fun." And I bail out, but I
And then
can't sit there and play it with the lights on because then I just feel like a wimp. So I'm like, "Nah, I'll just pass."
Your wife's gonna paint herself pitch black and hide in the corner and throw stuff at
She would do that. She would do
you.
that.
Yeah, but AC, he said we're gonna go ghost hunting at Mount Fuji, so we're gonna have fun when we go visit.
I never
Nice.
said that. I
just
never
said it right now.
said
You just
that.
heard it.
No, I did not.
Frank
Lied.
heard it. He wrote it down. He has an audio of it. Dino Crisis, good game. Capcom, quit teasing me, you sons of bitches. I think I've been blue-balled enough by you guys, especially with all the stuff that you've been doing with Dino Crisis. It's about damn time you gave me what I wanted, and that is not a remake of Dino Crisis 3, which AC will play next year, and then we're gonna ruin his love for the franchise. Tyler, we're going to you now. Backlog game of the year. What is your backlog game of the year?
So I'm gonna give a quick honorable mention just because AC is here. This last 2 weeks I played through Metroid Dread. It's not my game. It's not my backlog game of the year, but I got it. That game was amazing. It was really hard to not choose it. I've only played Metroid Prime. Was my only Metroid game I've ever played.
Oh, so you played Peak then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ando has a good one here. Just assume he meant ghost hunting when he said busted makes me feel so good.
Oh no. Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, Metroid Dread is my first 2D Metroid, I guess, and I get why why it's called Metroidvania now, and it was so good, and the bosses all felt really fun. It was just a fun game. It just reminds me kind of like how we were talking about Donkey Kong. Well, it's more stressful than Donkey Kong. It's harder than Donkey Kong, but it was just fun, and I was constantly thinking about it when I wasn't playing it. But rambling too much. I Am Your Beast is my backlog game of the year.
What game was that? Sorry, my headphone didn't pick it up.
Oh yeah. It's I Am Your Beast.
Oh, okay.
Either of you heard of this game?
I think I've heard of it.
I don't think so.
It's not super old. I think it might have come out in 2023.
It's actually a short game from what I'm looking up here, huh?
Oh, it was last year actually. No, it's only been out for a year.
Yeah, that's why I say I think I heard about it because I think it's getting a physical release. Um,
Ooh, nice.
I think I just saw this. Yeah, I know nothing about this game. All right, so explain this here since we
Yeah.
got this on the screen.
So have you guys played Super Hot?
Oh yeah, Super Hot's a great game.
Yes, love it.
I mean,
Is this made by the same devs?
the dev is Strange Scaffold.
Let's check this out.
I don't know who made Super Hot, to be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me if it was. Sorry, I'm just kind of quickly looking.
I think it's called Super Hot Team. Is the dev
Okay.
name.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same dev.
All
But
right,
if you play this game, you can tell that they are inspired by Super Hot. So the game, gameplay and the premise of it is just they're little short levels, and they're anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and it's basically about perfecting the run. You can run through it; you don't have to be perfect at it, but they have little challenges. Get this many headshots in this and on this level, or do it in under this time. They even got some weird ones, like there's like beehives sometimes, and it'll say kill 30 people with beehives, and so you shoot the beehives out of the tree, and the killer bees come destroy them.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole premise of the game is it's very over the top. It's very cheesy, but in a really fun way. So you're like this ex special forces guy, and you've retired, and you're living in the woods, and basically the team or the government agency you used to work for is hunting you down, and you're of course a super soldier who can't be stopped, and you burn through thousands of these guys. But it's just super fun. So you're running through it, everything feels really tight. Headshot is an instant kill. You can make combos and stuff like that. Makes it really fun. You can see you jump on top of people's heads. But yeah, it's just really cool, really fun game to play through. Even the DLCs are really cool. So you get through the whole game essentially, and of course you don't die because you're unstoppable. You stop the government. But the DLCs are really unique in the way they're handled. So ultimately, you just want more levels to play. Just quick little bite-sized levels. And one of the DLCs, for example, is there's some of these bad guys that escaped your onslaught here, and they're going to therapy. And so then they're telling the story of you and this nightmare that you are. And so then you get to play the story they're telling. And so it's just a cool reason to jump back in the world. But yeah, if you like Super Hot, if you like kind of quick bite-sized levels, it's cheesy, it's in your face, it's a lot of action, it's fast. But yeah, it's just a blast to play through.
This looks
So, yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah, and not to sound like an Xbox shill, but it is on Game Pass. That's how I found it, and so point
Yeah,
number 20 or something for Game Pass today.
I see your point about it being super hot VR or super hard related, because like the movement and everything, and the camera, like how it's a bit pulled back, and then like uh the slow motion there. Like at least that was in the tutorial, but
Yeah,
yeah, the parkouring. I mean that looks like a lot of fun. And you said it's like short levels too, so 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Like that's
yeah,
perfect to do a couple at a time and get your fix in for this type of genre, and then move on to something else. Yeah.
yeah. And the challenges are really cool too. So as you're going through, there will be like 3 challenges. They're unique to the levels. It's not like they're just redoing. There's like 30 levels, and it's not just every single one of them has a time challenge. No, they're pretty unique. And you'll find yourself, you'll jump, and there's this one where you have to like jump, and you have to go through and shoot all these computers and then escape. And you've got to get like that perfect pixel perfect jump down, land on the guy's head. You throw the knife through the next guy. You catch his gun midair. You shoot the guy behind him, and so you kind of get in this rhythm, and you're trying to get the challenge, whatever, and you miss the one shot. You're like, ah, crap, and then they actually have like a quick reset button. So it's kind of like one of those games where it's like, all right, 30 seconds in, I messed up, crap, hold Y, resets the level really quick, I'm right back in it. And so that challenge loop is another really good reason, just if you've beaten the game and you just want more of it, to just jump back in and play it a little bit more. yeah, let's see that like you threw the gun, hit the guy, you can catch his gun. I mean, it's just the
That's
movement and
cool.
style with this game is just so cool. Yeah, if you haven't played it, it's on Game Pass. I don't think. Let me check real quick. I don't think it's very expensive. Just seeing if it was on Steam. Oh, maybe it's not. I'm not seeing it on Steam.
Huh, so console only? That's well, that's something.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it would surprise me. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a shot. And Carl, I know you got Game Pass. Even if you just, I think it's like 2 gigs or something. It's really small, but just give it a
Oh
shot.
yeah. Yeah, it's on GOG as well. I see it right here. It's on sale too.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. Give that one a try. It's a great game.
Did we is Carl here? Did we lose him?
Oh, I had my mic muted. Sorry. I said, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Sorry, I was talking to myself the whole time. Yeah, no, this game looks really cool. It doesn't look like it's that long of a game. It looks like it's about like an hour long if you want to complete a run of it. If you know what you're doing. So yeah, this does look like one of those fun pick up and put down kind of games. I would say for sure. I am your beast. Right
I
there.
am your beast.
I am your beast.
And even the story is cheesy, but it was actually pretty good. By the time I got to the end, I was actually invested in it, and it's very oh man, I don't know, like Die Hard-esque, you know, just so like over the top, and you're just killing machine. But it was a fun time.
All right, cool. AC, do you have anything else you would like to add to that before we move on to me?
No, he sold me on it, so I'm gonna have to pick it up here soon.
Okay. So this one, I felt was one of the best games that I played this year, and it was a game that has been recommended to me by a lot of people who are PS3 owners in particular, and it's a game that I played and I fell in love with just out of nowhere. And I truly do love it, and that is Puppeteer for the PS3. I played this game earlier this year, and it's just kind of stuck with me to this day. This game is basically one of the last Japan Studios games that they made for the PS3. It actually is a end of life PS3 game. It came out in 2013, and this game revolves around a little boy over here you see in this boat. His name is Kujiro. And Kujiro is a boy from Earth who gets snatched up by the Moon Bear, which is the big bad in this game, and turns them all into puppets. And then he rips off his head. So in order to keep going, Kujiro here gets replacement heads. And each like little head that you can pick up is like a sword or gun or a skeleton head or something like that, a cheeseburger or something, just some wacky random, head. And you are trying to fight the Moon Bear's generals. And like as you can see right here, this one's the pig and the goat. They're pirates in this theme, and all his generals are based off of the zodiac. So like there's a rabbit, there's a bull, there's a horse, and so on and so forth. There's just other big bads. But what really I like about this game is it was also built for 3D TV. So there's a lot of little jumps and cuts and throws that like you could tell were made to definitely have like a little 3D thing pop up. And what else I really liked about this game too is it's not like an open world or some how do you say, or like linear levels, I guess you could say. Everything is built like it's a play. Like everything is built on a stage. So everything is like layered onto the game, and every time you move forward, advances the stage up closer to you. So, as you can see right here, like all this stuff is like wild and just crazy. I like this kind of like animation that they have to it. It still looks really damn good to this very day. It's one of those games from this era I think hold up really well. But on top of that too, Kujiro, this game is a platformer, and how Kujiro gets around is to also use these little scissors right here. So what happens is everything in this game is like made out of, paper, string, straws, stuff like that that you cut. So a lot of the platforming is you using your scissors to cut stuff and keep cutting up and around, and you got to figure out some puzzles. So you go around and move around and cut certain holes and stuff like that. Like as you can see right here, you're just going to like cut through this little wire here just like that. And it's wacky, it's funny. This is also one of those games that has an actual narrator. So it's a narrator telling you the whole story in the background because Kujiro himself can't talk. And you're basically relying on everyone else around you to tell the story for you, just like you're sitting there and watching a play. It's a very charming and it's a very fun little idea. I forget this girl's name right here, but like she's the daughter of the King of the Sun, and then she gets turned into like one of these puppets, so she's helping you through it, and she's constantly fighting with the narrator, but not in like a naggy, annoying way. It's a very playful and fun game for sure. Um, but yeah, I like I said, I am very much a Xbox guy, and I had nothing but really bad luck with PlayStation 3s, and this is one of those games that I am very sad I missed out on back in the day, and I'm happy I was able to play it to this day. Play it this day. So one of the things I loved about this game is that if you played Astrobot, I felt like this is where a lot of the Astrobot ideas came from this game because there was some stuff in here that felt very Astrobot like in my opinion. So yeah, I got this on screen right here right now. Tyler, would you like to add something to this?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is this locked on the PS3?
Yes,
Or
this is
there...
trapped on a PS3.
Oh, okay, all right. It looks cool. That's why I'm asking. I mean, it kind of, this just like this little mini game, almost like WarioWare type of randomness to it. Yeah, it looks really fun. And yeah, like you said, it still looks good. The art style looks really clean, and all this after all this time, it still looks like it holds up. So that's a bummer to hear that it's trapped on the PS3. I don't have a PS3 myself anymore, but yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, this game can also be played in co-op where someone controls the little flying character and the flying character can reveal stuff in the background, or you can do it single player and do both at the same time because one joystick will control her and she'll move around and you can activate her powers to flip stuff and do stuff. This game, like I said, it looks pretty fun. And like I said, there's the 3D that like scene there. It pops out a little bit more because it's supposed to be 3D. But like I said, it's constantly moving the level forward every time you kind of go forward. So you want to get to the little end point of every one of these levels, and then it advances the stage forward.
Yeah, it looks really good.
AC, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Yeah, I now that I'm actually seeing it, yeah, I actually really want to play this now. It just looks like pure fun, mixed in with just a very unique, creative, like art style, but with the animations here is like kind of like really like blowing me away. Like all the animations that are happening with the characters and stuff, and like those like other scenes that we're seeing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a PS3 title. That's
Yes.
pretty impressive for like you said, end of life PS3 title. So it is a shame, like you said, it is trapped on the PS3. So but I can see. I guess I'm very curious now because you mentioned Astrobot, how it you think that they got inspiration from this game.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't you also saying something about Princess Peach Showtime to me as well, or
Yeah, I could see a little bit of that too. Like, I feel like this game, I don't know if it necessarily, how can I say this? I don't want to say this was the only game that was doing something like this in the history of gaming, but I feel like this is the one that like did it the best. And after playing other games like Princess Peach Showtime and Astrobot, I feel like I just love this one a lot more. And I think Astrobot is a great game. I think Princess Peach is a good game that has some issues, but this is just what I consider to probably be like I said, look at this, just like you're cutting all that
Oh
smoke
my
to get
word.
over it and
Cool.
stuff.
That is different.
Yeah. But like I said, this is just so unique and interesting and fun and whimsical. Um, like if I were making a list of top 5, PlayStation 3 games, like I don't see how you could have a list and not have this game in the top 5. Like to me personally, this would probably be either my number 1 or my number 2 of all time of PS3 games. And it came at the end of life. I don't hear really any Sony ponies talk about it, which to me, I don't consider them real gamers anyway. But for all the real gamers out there, I've heard this one mentioned a few times for years. And I want to say right when the PlayStation 3 store was rumored to start to be closed, I went out and bought this while it was still relatively cheap. Right now, it's still not that bad price. Like if you want to buy it physically, it's only like I want to say $50 for a complete unboxed copy, which is not terrible. This game was probably a lot cheaper when it came out, but just like look on the screen, guys. It's just look at the crazy randomness. The little like Seahawks are on the little like ropes, and like all this like just there's so much going on the screen, but it's not overwhelming. And it's like I said, it's just pure fun, interesting, unique, and yeah, it definitely should be considered for everyone to. If you have a PS3 or if you are looking for a brand new game to check out, 100% check out The Puppeteer. AC, Tyler, any closing remarks? Let's go with AC. Closing remarks on this one?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that that type of game exists. It's just unfortunate that like it's locked behind the PS3 right now, and hopefully you know I can get my hands on it in the future without costing me my firstborn child to get it, because I really want to play it. That side-scrolling section reminded me of Donkey Kong Country a little bit, just like because of the pirate ship and everything. But that mechanic with the scissors and that's how you're like traversing across the air there was really cool. So I'm very curious how the soundtrack is as well.
Oh, it's amazing. It's really well designed. Like I said, it's a lot of talking like you're at a play, but it feels like you're watching a play. You're like actually part of a play.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree with AC. I really want to play it. I wish I had a PS3 so I could try it. That game looks really funny. It's funny you say that because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, man, that looks so much like even like the hooks look like Donkey Kong Country 2 and obviously the pirate ship level. But yeah, no, that looks like a lot of fun. It's just a bummer.
Well,
One of
maybe
those things I wish I would have kept my PS3 around.
we could probably find a good
realize.
a slim or a super slim for like $100.
Yeah, I tried to find completely off topic Mario Kart Double Dash the other day.
Oh yeah.
It's impossible. At least around it was like $80. I found one copy. It was $80. I was like, I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't justify it, Captain. Yeah. So for our special shout backlog game of the years, we got obviously Dino Crisis, I Am Your Beast, and Puppeteer. So go check those out, you freaky deeks, if you want to add something to your collection. All right. Finally, our personal game of the years. And we're going to send this off in style. Because, Tyler, you have been holding this in forever. Because I know this is going to be the most chalk pick of the show. Tyler, what is your personal...
no idea. I mean, come on.
Yeah, what is it?
What is it?
It's gotta be Expedition 33, boys. I
There
don't
it is.
even have anything else to say, but I feel like I've said everything I need to say. If you haven't played it, it's just go play it. I'm sure most of the people watching this have probably at least given it a shot, but
Yes, Tyler is our normie of the group. He is going
Yeah.
to tell us the barometer of what everyone is going to like this year.
That's terrible.
I'm kidding. I get no, but like I said, we've talked about this game so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's so much content out there. The game has been released, re-released, rebought. They put out the collector's editions. It won so many goddamn awards so far at every major outlet, every major event and show like that, and it's just gonna win more. Let's just be
For
honest.
good
here.
reason. I mean, people, you see all the hate and stuff, and you should only be able to win one award. You know what? They nailed it.
Yeah,
They knocked this thing out of the park. Let them win all the awards that they can win. I want other games to get love too, but you can't just get the participation trophy. You got beat this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it just happens, Samir. Like it, you
Yeah.
know, there's sometimes a game that comes out and just sweeps the year. It happens. Otherwise, you're advocating for communism, and we don't do that.
We don't want that.
I don't want that. My ancestors escaped communism, so there you go. But yeah, there you go. Easy slam dunk. Obviously, just type in Expedition 33, and you'll see all the diatribes, breakdowns, and autistic rees across the globe. So thank you, Tyler, for that. We'll move right on to Mr. AC. AC, what you got?
Yeah, so mine, I just completed it last night because I needed to complete it in order to talk about it today. And this is a game that kind of came out of nowhere for me. And I'm new to this series. So yeah, my game of the year this year is going to be Trails in the Sky First Chapter. And this game came out in September, about mid-September. And it's basically a remake of the original game, Trails in the Sky, which debuted in Japan in 2004 for the PC. And then it didn't come to the West until about 2011. And this was like the original game itself was a top-down pixel art type of game. Like it's an RPG, and you're controlling these two main characters, this boy and girl. They're like they're brother and sister, but not by blood. And you go on this kind of like coming of age story, and they've been recruited or they volunteered to join the Bracer Guild, which the Bracer Guild are kind of like the local. I wouldn't call them mercenaries, but they're kind of like local helpers. Like they take on tasks to help their local community, anything from monster extermination to like solving crimes or whatever. And so they're her this is her and her dad right here, and she wants to be like her dad but better because her dad is like this, like he's too lackadaisical in her eyes. But she goes on this journey and finds out that her dad actually impacted a lot of people's lives in this like country that they live in. And by the end of the game, she realizes like oh, her dad is like this pretty cool guy, like amazing guy, even though like I still think he's a lazy bum because he stays at home and does like whatever he wants or whatever. So but no, the characters in this game are just beautiful, and being able to see this in 3D, because once again, the original game was like this top-down pixel type of game for early 2000s, and now it's like full 3D with full voice acting. The combat has been kind of like updated and overhauled, so it does like this turn-based type of combat, but now you can actually do kind of like action RPG style combat first, and then you can initiate they call it command battle. So that's when you go into the turn-based mode, and that's when you can like actually set up like your magic attacks or your normal like attacks and everything, or your special attacks. And so that's still kind of the same, but the action RPG element that they added to it in the beginning is really neat, and I liked it a lot because it made it easier for kind of like breezing through a lot of the minor enemies, like the small enemies or whatnot. The world exploration is just absolutely amazing because in the original game, once again, top down view, you're kind of going from like screen to screen, if that makes sense. Like you'll be in this big open field and like you can explore it, but then if you want to go to the next part of the open field, it's like another screen, like a loading screen you go through. But this game, it's like absolutely seamless from one like region to the next. And then when you go inside a building, or if you go inside like the gates that are separating the regions, then that is like a loading screen, but that's kind of normal. But just being able to go like and explore the open fields, and like you could see the enemies off in the distance, and you could see the paths and everything, was just, it was amazing to be able to experience that. But um yeah, besides that, they added like a lot more to the. So this game, you guys are familiar with like Final Fantasy VII and the materia, right? Like that's
Yes.
like the magic. So this game kind of has that. They're called orbs, but you're actually limited on how many you can actually equip on your character. Like way more limited than Final Fantasy VII was. And there's also like each of the orbs give you buffs as well, and they give you like passive abilities. So there's a whole strategy around it. So like setting up the right orbs in your little device, and then of course those orbs have like magic attacks, like your fire, your water, your earth, or your wind, or whatever. And so there's like certain ways that you need to set them up to unlock like even stronger moves. Um, of course, it has like the typical, like you could find weapons throughout the journey and then upgrade those weapons like as you progress through the story. There's there is 6 other party members that they come and go as you're playing the game, and that's really cool because like you're not stuck with them throughout the entire game. Like based off of the story, they'll kind of like appear, or they'll be part of that specific story in that moment in the game. But once you get to the end game, they're all there, and then you can pick and choose who you want to go through the final dungeon with you. And so it was just really cool, like that kind of like it's different than your typical RPG or JRPG where like the same party members with you through the entire game. So um, obviously the 2 main characters are with you, but yeah. The other thing I really enjoyed was the music. They basically had like 3 soundtracks in this game. You had the original soundtrack from that original game, and then there's like the new soundtrack, and then they have the arranged version, which I think the arranged version is where they use like more real instruments instead of like the synths and everything, or the MIDI instruments. So I was like playing around and listening to like the different types of soundtracks throughout different moments in this game. You should really fast forward to some of the combat in this game, my friend, because like the combat is where like you need to. That's like where it shines in this game. And so you have the main story, and then because you're part of this bracer guild and you need to go around and help people, those are called like your side quests. And the side quests are they help you earn money, because you can earn a little bit of money, I think, from the enemies you fight, but it's not enough. So you have to really do those side quests to earn the money and like upgrade your equipment and everything. But um, yeah, this game, I played the original game this year before the remake came out, because I just wanted to see like how the night and day difference between the two. And this game is like probably, I would say this game is the standard of how a remake should be done if you don't want to alter like stories or characters, because this game is like 99% the same as the original game, just it's in 3D. It has upgraded battle mechanics to it, and but everything else is still there. Like this game has a high speed mode just like the original game does, so I played most of this game in high speed mode, which is really nice. And I still topped out at 55 hours of playtime. So that's like a nice little feature. And then these like flashy animations, this is all kind of like new per se, because like the original game had like some cheap animations, but now they can go all out with the technology. There was a combo system there that the party member just used. That's actually kind of new, the combo system, and I really like that a lot. It added it just made combat engagements a bit more manageable, especially like large groups of enemies. So, yeah, this fantastic game, and the next part of this game, like part 2, I guess you can call it, is coming out next year, next fall actually. So I got to hurry up and play through the original part 2 before that remake comes out.
Yeah, definitely waiting for this to come out in from Limited Run. We're still waiting on this for me to get my copy of it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because I bought it on PC because I knew I was not going to get it from Limited Run, and I just bought the Switch edition because it is on all platforms minus Xbox, and I really want to see how it plays on Switch too. But no, the PC and the PS5 version I think is the way to go. So yeah, hopefully we'll get our limited run order eventually for this.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see more about that when it finally comes. Definitely on my to-do list as well. Very excited about this. Tyler, do you have any closing thoughts about this?
I mean, yeah, the style, it's very stylish. Like you said, the animations look really cool. So is the I'm trying to understand the fighting here, the battle mechanics. I see like everyone's kind of frozen as you move around them. Is it like you have so many steps kind of that you're allowed to take or something like that, or?
So actually, in the original game, they did have that. There was like a grid, and you could only move so
Yeah.
far based off your movement. This game, they kind of got rid of that, and there's like that blue line you see in the background. It's like a blue circle, and that is like your player's like movement area. So you can there's like way more freedom of movement in this. It's not like there's not a whole lot of advantage depending because there's like back attack bonuses or side attack bonuses. It's not as necessary like it was in the original game. So but no, yeah, there's a bunch of movement here. There's a, as you could see on the left side of the screen, there's like a move, like a history there, like who's going to be attacking next, and certain attacks can actually change up the order of like who's attacking next. So you can delay the enemy from attacking like one turn or maybe even 2 turns, depending on how you line it up, and you can like basically straight on attack the enemy and they don't even get a chance to attack. It just depends on how you what moves you choose and whatnot. So yeah, so that was the command battle or the tactical mode or whatever, where you're like it's like your typical JRPG mode. So
Yeah, no, it looks. Yeah, I think I might pick this one up. I'll probably have to pick up on Steam. I wonder if would it play. I wonder if it'll play well on the handheld or not. Just because
I think it should.
I love turn-based games. So, and this looks like it has plenty of style. And I mean, I love that the guy's got the double swords and the other guy's got a gun. Very like Final Fantasy X.
Yeah,
X2 kind of feel to it. Looks sweet.
You'll love how simplistic it is because it's not like overly complicated, but there's enough like of a tool set there for you to really experiment with like the different moves and the different orbs and the magic that you can use. So I think I don't know about the Steam Deck, for example, like how well it runs because I don't have one, but I wanted to see how well it would run on the Switch too. I think it'd be fine. There's some customization with like the graphics and everything. I would say you would have to play this game at maybe 60 frames just because of all the animations. Like there's some really beautiful animations in the combat moments.
Yeah, I think I'll be picking this one up. It looks really good.
Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I can't wait for our limited run copies to come in so I can actually start playing this. You said we got an update on that front, right?
Yeah, they said that it's being ready to be shipped, so that means that they've got all the materials for like the extra goodies and stuff, and they're packaging it. So we should be getting it shipped to us here soon. Yeah. Besides that, like I think you'll like the characters. It's a very, like I said, it's coming of age. It hit close to home for me with some of the characters and like their dynamics and everything, and it's a very cozy, comfy game to play. I would definitely introduce it to somebody that wants to get into RPGs. Like I didn't find it too difficult when I played it originally on the PC, on the original PC version. So this remake is even a bit. It has a bit more like not easy mode, but it's you could play it on easy mode and still enjoy the story and whatnot. So.
Okay, cool indeed. Yeah, I seriously cannot wait for this game to finally be in my hands.
At least before part 2 comes out. So
yeah, it definitely indeed. I'm pretty sure it should run pretty fine on a ROG Ally and a Steam Deck and whatever you got out there. It doesn't look that taxing on a system. If Yakuza Pirates can run on a Steam Deck, I'm pretty sure that this game can run even easier with no problem.
Yeah, it's got a demo too, so I mean, easy to download
and the save data transfers over on the demo too.
I love it when they do that.
Which is really nice. Yeah.
It's already on sale, actually. It just came out in September. Maybe it's time to pick it up now.
What's unfortunate about this game is that it was not talked about at all during the Game Awards. Like no nominations, like nothing, and it just went under everybody's radar. Even though it's like it's really highly rated, like for the critics and everything. And also, it's the company, the developer that made it. It's like the 20th anniversary for this series because this is part of like a bigger series. This first game, so it's supposed to be kind of like an anniversary game. But like, yeah, not a lot of people in the mainstream talked about it. Like the fans love this game, but outside of that, it just didn't get any attention.
Yeah. Cool beans, cool beans. This one shocked me that it'd be your game of the year, but at the same time, after all the conversations we had, I just kind of forgot about it because it kind of seems like it got buried with other shit.
Well, I mean, DK Bonanza was starting out to be, and then I was hoping Metroid Prime 4 would be, but that didn't really live up as much as I thought it would when I finished it. And then this game, after beating it last night, I was like, yeah, this is easily my game of the year now. Like, I wish I could have played some more games this year, like from 2025, but no, this game definitely took it.
All right, fair enough. So with that being said, we'll close out the show with my game of the year, and it's been my game of the year since March. A lot of things have impressed me, come close, but honestly, I still think that this is a game that I think absolutely got, robbed, snubbed. I wouldn't say robbed. It got snubbed though. And it should have got a lot more love than I think it did, because I think this is probably the most unique, interesting game. Like I said, I kept this out of many other categories because I just think this game does everything well, and it's awesome, and I'm so happy I played it. And that is Split Fiction. And we're going to show off one of my favorite little side levels here, and this is called the Supernova Collapsing Star level. This game is just so awesome. So you got your two characters here. Mio is the one in the red suit, and I'm forgetting the other girl's name in the yellow suit.
Zoe. Is it Zoe?
Zoe. Yeah, Zoe. You're correct. All right. And basically, what it is they're both writers, and they're trying to get like their work published, and they're trying to go to this like really shady company and to do it. And the company has this VR machine that when you go in there, it lets you create these worlds that you see before you and like create your own stories. And obviously the catch-22 is they're stealing the stories from these writers. But what it is Mio freaks out, and then she ends up in Zoe's pod. And Zoe, she's more of a fantasy writer, and Mio, she's a sci-fi writer. So whenever you're in a sci-fi world, it's based off of Zoe's cognitive reality and her stories. And then when you're in a fantasy world or something like that, you are doing it off of Zoe's cognitive realities. This is one of the most exciting, fun, just wild games I played in quite some time. It actually made me super excited and happy every time I play this game. The sound design in this game is absolutely insane. I think this is probably one of the best sounding games I played this year in terms of just overall sound design. Graphic wise, like this game looks gorgeous. Performance, it plays amazing and great. And it's a co-op game. And obviously, Joseph Ferris, as everyone probably knows him better, is the fuck the Oscars guy. He's won Game of the Year before with It Takes Two, and he was also behind games like Brothers and the other game that wasn't so well received but was okay for a lot of people, which was A Way Out. I think this is his Hazelight Studios like best game they've made. There's no like live system. Like if you die, you die. They just waste you and then you get right back into the fray. But everything in this game is just so well done with the interconnectivity of the co-op system, of how absolutely reliant you are on your partner, and your partner's reliant on you to get the job done. I played it with our friend Neo from start to finish, and it was funny because Neo was playing as Mio, as that was the joke that we had going on the whole time. But just look at this like one level, by the way. This is just one side level. It's not even part of the main story. And the amount of detail that they put into this game and like the gameplay and what it is, because this is a giant supernova star that's dying, and it's part of like a little mini story that they make inside of this game. And I was just so blown away when I was playing this level with Neo that I wanted to share this one because it just looks so damn cool. And there are other interesting levels. So one of the cool things about Split Fiction is it does what I like to call the jack of all trades and the master of none, but it does everything so well. So there's like side scrolling levels, there's like a pencil level, there's a level where you get to play as pigs that get turned into hot dogs and stuff like that, and you actually have to make the hot dogs go on the grill, and then you grill the hot dogs and stuff like that. And it's just wild. But at the same time, this game actually has a very awesome story behind it too. So, like Mio, she talks about like why she does a bunch of her story writing, why she needs the money, and on top of that too, Zoe, she talks about how she uses her writing as a way that she bonds with her sister and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil this game too much, but Neo's also here. Every one of these levels could be turned into their own game. That is true, and that's something that we both agreed on while we were playing this game. Was just like every one of these could be amazing, flushed out, interesting stories, and turned into its own amazing, flushed out, interesting game. And I like I said, I don't understand why this game doesn't get more Game of the Year nominations, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I was talking to a bunch of people in other Discord groups, and I feel like the big thing was, ironically enough, because it was a co-op game, not a lot of people played it. Which is funny, because It Takes Two is a co-op game, and that won Game of the Year too. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, very challenging, very rewarding. It is a great couch co-op game too. They will have like the dual screens also on the screen, even if you're playing with people online, so you can actually see what your partner is doing while you play this game as well. And I always tell, and the best part about this is you only need one person to own the game. It's free to play for a co-op person, and it is cross-play, so someone can play on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC with somebody that's on a completely different network. The only downside is, as Neil learned, is that he doesn't get achievements, and that made him very sad. But yeah, Tyler, you seem to know a little bit about this game. You'd like to add something?
Yeah, no, I mean, Haze Light is keeping co-op alive, and I love it. Yeah, like you said, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think this was better than It Takes Two, and It Takes Two was a really fun game. I think that the actual gameplay in this one, like you said, it's a little bit of everything. You got the side scrolling, you've got the hot dog grilling level, all these mini games. Like you said, they're not the master of any. Like none of them are perfect, but they're all good. Like I wouldn't even say good enough. They're all really good and fun to play through. And that dependency on that partner, I mean, it leads to some funny moments too. I played with a best friend from high school. And as we're playing it, you know, like this Nova level is a perfect example. Is, you know, you get roasted and then you just kind of like, it's just funny, you know, like it's not frustrating when you die, because like you said, you get right back in it. So it just, you know, there's a dependency on that partner, but at the same time, it's funny to watch them die. You know, like it's okay. It's not frustrating if your partner's not the best gamer in the world.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one of the funny things that Neo and I ran into from time to time was we'll be looking at the wrong screen and we're thinking we're playing as the other guy. That was something we ran into a couple times. Or there's one level where you get to control the two-headed centipede, and one person controls the one head, and you have to like rotate it around and do some crazy stuff like that too. And
Yeah,
I
there
think
was. Oh, go ahead.
like Neo and I had some really funny moments there where the centipede just completely whiffs, and we're just like, oh well, we fucked up.
We'll run it back. Yeah, no, there was one level. I can't remember exactly what you were throwing, but you had to like you're running alongside each other on the other side of the map, and you had to throw something across.
A
And
bomb.
It
It was a
timed.
bomb, right?
It was a bomb. Okay, so it was like hot potato.
Yeah.
But that one, I remember we died so many times. It just wasn't frustrating. It was just fun, you know. So no, this game is really cool, and I'm glad that Haze Light seems to have taken up this torch. And like you said, I mean, you just have to have a friend. You don't have to both buy the game with I think they call it Friend Pass or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're making it accessible. And
Yeah, Neo remembers the
it's really
centipede
cool.
level.
we died a lot.
Yeah, it was funny. It was like watching fucking just the inevitability. Like, have you ever seen Malcolm in the Middle where they're all in the golf cart and they're just like sinking into like this lake?
Yep.
That's how it felt like with the centipede level. Sometimes we're like, up, just accepting our fate.
Yeah. Great game.
Yeah. AC, how about you? You got some thoughts since you've been watching this a little?
I remember when you and Neil were playing this, you guys were just like having a blast playing it and just like hearing your guys' reaction because we were like in a Discord call.
Mm.
And yeah, I definitely want to play this game. Just got to find the time, to our schedules to line up to play this because it seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Just the puzzle solving and the getting angry together and stuff. So it is actually more. This is kind of like my second time seeing some clips of it. It is definitely way more like impressive graphically than I expected, I guess. The one thing that I do remember because everybody was talking about it online when they made the clips was the motorcycle scene with
Oh,
like
yes.
the smartphone
Yes, the
and
infamous
how
one.
yeah you're like you're like trying to hurry up and like get through that like close things out or whatever and your smartphone's getting interrupted. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, you have to do the captcha and match up the photos and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I'm looking forward to playing this game someday.
And I always say, if anyone wants to play it, more than down to always just make the time. I like I said, I love this game. It's my game of the year. I never thought this would be my game of the year. You know, I think we all saw it announced at the Game Awards, and we were like, "Oh, this looks okay," you know. And then I was just like, I was completely wrong. You know, this is like one of those like moments where it's like, just shut me the fuck up, you know. And like I said, just everything about this game was great. I know there was like a lot of drummed up controversy about this game because they were like, "Oh, you play as women," and like that was really it. It's like, "Oh, you play as women, so that means it must be bad or woke," or it's like it's just like, no, you guys are stupid.
Or the color purple.
Yeah, right.
For the marketing or whatever, because apparently purple's a bad color now.
Which sucks because purple's my favorite color. All right, these people are crazy. You know, don't get me wrong here. Purple is actually like legit my favorite color. But like I said, this game is by far probably way more interesting than I think a lot of people will give it credit for. And on top of that too, like I said, it has a really damn good story. You know, I actually really sympathized a lot with Zoe and Mio, and Zoe's story at the end. Oh my goodness, that was fucking a trip and a half. What more can I really say about this game? It's cheap. Only one person needs to have the game. It's on everything. Like there's absolutely no reason for you not to pick up this game unless you don't have friends. And if you don't have friends, that's on you. Go outside and touch grass and maybe make a friend to play this game with. But yeah, that's my game of the year. And any other guys have any closing thoughts before we move on?
I'm good.
All right. Cool beans. All right, and that will do it for our show then today, gentlemen. Closing thoughts overall. Tyler, why don't you give some speeches about what you think about all the games that you saw here today?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, Expedition 33 for being the coolest game ever. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna check out this Trails in the Sky. I think it was the game that was most interesting to me that I've never heard of that we've talked about today, and it's other than the PS3 game that I can't play unless I buy a PS3. But yeah, no, it's always fun to hear different perspectives and get to hear about these other games that, to be honest, I just don't ever even get to hear about just because they're not in my circles. So yeah, it's cool.
Well, welcome to our friendship circle, Tyler.
I'll be the normie of the group.
Oh, no.
No, every group needs a normie. And then we need to corrupt the normie and make him not a normie. That's the rule, right? But no, it was awesome having you here, Tyler. Obviously, this has been a fun, interesting year. Just a random Twitter conversation has led to so many fun interactions, and
Yeah.
happy you keep coming around and we keep hanging out, and definitely we'll talk more about some other things when we have our little outros. I want to give AC a chance now to give his final thoughts on all the games we talked about today.
Yeah, I'm very excited now to try Blueprints since I've seen some gameplay of it. So that's on my wish list right now. And then a lot of the games you guys talked about. Oh, the one that I am your beast. Yes, I am your beast.
Yeah.
That one, yes, that one is on my wish list as well. Looking forward to trying that out. And like you said, it's cool just to hear different games from because we all have our own tastes. So it's nice to like bounce back the games that we're playing and see which ones catch our interest and whatnot. So I like doing these type of events. But when it comes to 2025, yeah, like even though I spent a lot of my time doing backlog games, I still recognize there's a lot of great games that came out this year. Some of them I didn't even I forgot to mention them, but just overall a lot of cool games. One in particular, I if I played it because it was an indie game, Sword of the Sea, by Giant Squid Games, I think. I love that developer, and I didn't get a chance to buy it yet for the PlayStation 5, but that would have been my indie game to play this year. But that's just one example. There's like all kinds of cool games that came out this year, and then next year's going to be even better. It looks like with just all the announcements and stuff. So, let's just say our cups are full, right? There's just so much for us to do that there's just no point in sitting around complaining about things. So I'm glad that we're able here to bounce back our games that we've played and introduce each other to some games as well.
Yeah, I don't even have a cup anymore. It's just a keg.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just tapping the keg and doing keg stands, and they just keep wailing them out more like we're at a fucking Mexican birthday party.
But gaming's dead, you know?
Yeah, right. Gaming's been dead.
Yes.
So dead. Dead terror. It's bad, terror bad. Oh, jeez. But yeah, this has been a very fun year for gaming. A lot of stuff that it's just wild to think like, oh, that did come out this year. That came out, earlier this year. I forgot about this. I didn't realize I thought about this game. One of them, I didn't even play Monster Hunter this year, and I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. It's just like, what the hell is going on around here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Neo says trying to decide what to play is like trying to drink from a fire hose. Here you go. No, fire hose. No, firehouse. You said firehouse. That's what he said. Nah, I'm joking, Neo. You're good people. But to recap everything, Neo, I know you joined us late, I think, but so if you don't want to hear this recap, this is going to be your warning to go back and watch the beginning. And watch all the way at the beginning, because we have a special opening and everything, too. So how's your chance, Neo, before we spoil everything for you? But to recap, best soundtracks for each of us. Mr. Tyler says Expedition 33. AC says Pirates Yakuza. And I gave mine to South of Midnight. Best indie game went to Mega Bonk for Tyler. Insert Mario sound effect of yes for AC here. And the Midnight Walk was my best indie game. Best new IP goes to AC. Again gets a miss sound effect. Let me see here. Tyler gets Expedition 33, and I gave it to Deliver at All Cost. Next up, we got Best Sequel, Remake / Spinoff. AC went with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the PC edition. Tyler went with Death Stranding 2, and I went with Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii. Deserves a Love Award. First off, went to Tyler for Blueprints, or Tyler went with Blueprints. AC went with DK Bonanza, and then I went with Scarlet Hollow. Our backlog game of the years were AC went with Dino Crisis, Tyler went with I Am Your Beast, and I went with Puppeteer. And then, as you just saw, but as a reminder, our game of the years, Tyler went chalk with Expedition 33, joining the consensus. Well done, Tyler. You are in the top percentage of gamers. AC went up with the hipster pick with Trails in the Sky. I'm just kidding there, AC. And I went with the middling pick, I would say, with Split Fiction. And that is all of our games there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by. Wonderful show. 3.5 hours of pure fun. Tyler, why don't you start us off with what you have going on in your life and what are the updates with Gaming Shelf and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Or Game Shelf. I keep calling it Gaming Shelf. I'm saying
No, you're right. Go ahead and check out gameshlf.com if you want a place to track your games. We actually just added for Xbox fans. We're still tweaking it. Actually, Nerdy Neo's been a big part of it. But we just added an Xbox import, so you can import games that you've played on Xbox, and you can now see your Xbox achievements and your Steam achievements. So we're continuing to make improvements there. And I did my first stream. It was just a test stream, but I am going to start trying to stream some of the games that I am trying to complete in my backlog. So right now I'm going through TCG Card Shop Simulator, trying to get all the achievements. I got 6 left. So.
Yeah, very nice. I saw that you were streaming the other day and I missed it. I was like, how did I miss this?
Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, it was a test stream. I was playing around with Restream for the first time ever and trying to figure it out. So it's probably good you missed the first one.
Everyone's got to start somewhere, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you there, Tyler. Go check out the Game Shelf. Link is in the comments, and it will be also in the comment section. I mean, not the comment section. In the description of this video post show. AC.
Yes, so I'm not going to be doing any game streams for the rest of this year because my capture card is not working anymore. So I got to wait for a new one now because I try to stream like console games rather than PC games. But the 2 streams I've got coming up is I'm not sure about the next week, but within the next couple of weeks there'll be a end of the year gaming review of like all the games I've played in 2025. It's part of like the gaming challenge that I've been doing with Carl and Neo. So I figured I'll sit down and just do kind of a chill stream by myself talking about the games and some of like my thoughts about each one of those games. And then probably within the next week or 2, I'll be doing my big Lego build stream for Christmas, and that's gonna be a lot of fun and just my normal Lego build streams, just having fun and whatnot. So before the end of this year, so it's been a good year, and looking forward to next year and hopefully improving on the production of stuff. Getting a proper capture card now, so because I have a lot of console games that I was able to pick up in the U.S. recently that I'm looking forward to streaming. So, yeah, it's been a good time hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very fun year hanging out with all my buddies and watching them grow, and we all get better. And hopefully that means more success and growth in 2026. Thank you again, Mr. AC. As for me, tomorrow we will be back on with people like Insidious Bliss, Mr. Metal Shred Freak, aka Fernando, my friend, and my buddy Grim, as we sit down for an episode of Top 5 Most Anticipated Games of 2026. And I'm still finalizing my list. It's so tough. There are so many games that I want to talk about. and I'm trying not to make them all Xbox because a lot of them are all Xbox related. So I'm trying to self-impose some rules and stuff, but geez, I could make an episode of like my top 15 alone, just myself, but it is so wild. But that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. And yeah, like I said, stop by. We'll be watching trailers. We'll be talking about the games that we're looking forward to the most. And I cannot wait for that as well. And then we will be back on Sunday for our final live stream on this channel for the year. I'm going to kind of do a variety stream a little bit there. We're going to talk about some gaming news, some stuff that we weren't able to cover during the regular weekly update show. We're going to be talking about what my future plans for the channel are in earnest, what ideas I'm working on, and so on and so forth. And, you know, maybe we'll talk about, like, maybe we'll play a game if we get bored and we want to do something. Like, I got everybody's golf. Maybe we'll do that at the closeout of the stream if people want to just hop in and shoot the shit. But besides that, after all that's done, on the channel, we currently have 6 videos recorded and uploaded onto the channel that will go live throughout the next 2 weeks, Monday through Friday for the holidays while I'm off. And it'll be collection videos, so a lot of cool Steelbook videos and other unboxings and so on and so forth. And we'll go from there. But with that being said, everyone, thank you for stopping by tonight. If you haven't already, please leave a like on this video. Share it out with people who might be interested in watching this. And, of course, comment as well if you feel like whatever, everything's cool. Go watch my shorts. Go watch older content. Go watch these people. Join GameShelf. And so on and so forth. Everyone, have yourself a very wonderful weekend. Go Bears. Hope they beat the Packers tomorrow. If not, I'll be a sad boy. But I'm always used to being a sad boy when it comes to football. And